Yo, what is going on, guys? Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. How are you guys doing, guys? What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? All right, let's get this going. Okay, so, coming to market open today. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, the reason I'm saying interesting is because we don't. Okay, so right now, obviously, if you guys looked at the overnight session, right, during Asia, in fact, even the yesterday's New York session, Asia, London, all of these sessions were quite bearish, right? Right. Okay. Okay, perfect. Right. Now, with these sessions being so bearish, here's the problem. Right? So, obviously, on Monday and Tuesday, I'm sure you guys remember, the market was pumping up like crazy. Like look at this. Look at this. This is pump and 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 pump. Right? Now, what's the problem when we have very trendy days like these? Right? When we just end this pump, no pullback, no nothing. Well, the more we pump, guys, right, the less liquidity we make. Why? Because we don't get pullbacks. And that's the problem that we're probably going to face today, or at least for the next few minutes, right? Because we are low-key dumping and, we have a nearby liquidity, right? But for now, you know what I mean? For now, right? So coming to market open, guys, obviously the first thing we're seeing is not only are we inversing a 15-minute bullish Fair Valley gap, which, don't get too excited. We can't take it. We don't have a bias, right? Although we are inversing a 15-minute Fair Valley gap and rejecting off a 15-minute bearish value gap coming into market open, yes, sellers look very, very, very strong. They look really healthy. They look really good, which is amazing, right? Hopefully, it's not like yesterday's market where we all remember. You know what I mean? I don't even have to explain how yesterday's market went, right? It was very, very ugly. We made it work, thankfully, somehow. We made it work. But obviously, that's not a market I really feel comfortable really trading all that much, right, guys? Now, in the meantime, hold on, give me a second. Let me just make sure that I can put out this. Yeah, I can. Okay. There you go. But yeah, so coming to market open today, you might be wondering, okay, David, all this yapping, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Give us a trade, right? Okay, so here's the game plan. All right, guys. So at the moment, all right, I feel like, or I don't really feel like, from what I'm seeing, I don't really see us getting a read for the next few minutes. It depends on how the volume moves. Because check this out, guys. All right. So right now at the moment, right, check this out. Obviously, we're all seeing this huge 15-minute gap get inversed, right? We can't really take it because obviously we don't have a bias and we don't know what the market wants to do. Yes, the first few minutes of market open could be super bearish with the strong selling candle and strong selling everything. But the thing is, wait, by the way, guys, can you guys hear me? Just making sure. Hello? You good? Yes, yes. No, we can't. Okay, okay. I'm making sure because no one's having in the chat. Usually, you guys are like spamming the chats. Okay, I'm making sure. My fault. My fault. I'm sure. Maybe you guys are just super locked in. All right. Anyways, so yeah, as you guys see right here, right, the first candle coming to market open, which is usually the most volatile candle, usually doesn't really have a direction. Look what happened, right? So if you would have taken this 15-minute fair value gap inverse trade, you would have gotten stopped out, unfortunately, right? And why did this happen? Well, because you tried taking a trade with no bias, right? Look at this. Yeah, you pretty much just judged the market based off one candle, which is just a really good selling candle, which just so happens to be the first candle of market open, which also just so happens to be the most volatile candle of every market open, right? So obviously, this is why we didn't take the trade here. So you might be wondering, David, oh my gosh, dude, you're yapping so much, but we have a setup right here. Why don't you take it? Because we don't have a bias, right? There's nothing here to really base it off of. All right. So this fair value gap, now that we inversed it, it's actually a good thing because we don't have to worry about it anymore. Now you might be wondering, David, why is that a good thing? We want to get a trade, right? Well, the thing is, we have so many fair value gaps nearby that it doesn't even matter. I'd rather have one fair value gap than have to focus on like 4 other gaps, right? So now that we eliminated that gap and we all know that didn't work, that's a good sign, right? Because we don't have to worry about it anymore. But the thing is, right, it all brings us down to one thing here, right? And that one thing is we still don't have a bias. All right, so there's 2 things that can happen. We either go down into 188, we take out the liquidity, and we maybe even inverse this 5 and 15-minute gap here to get shorts, or we take out 188 and we go back up into an inverse off this 15-minute, which is gone as well. Right? Like literally as I said that. Yep, we just actually just filled it. All right, so we're not gonna take that. But either way, guys, no matter what we want to take here, we can't take anything, right? Which is not a big deal. Yeah, check this out, guys. Right? So look, right now, you guys obviously saw the market just dumping down a second ago. We don't have a bias. We can't take anything to the downside nor to the upside. Not yet. Right? And you guys are currently seeing, David, you're talking so much, but we're inversing to fair value ups to the upside. Oh my gosh, take a trade. Right? Not yet, guys. All right? Because we either need to take out the liquidity at 188 first or the liquidity at 463. right? So all these inverses that you guys are seeing off the 15-minute bullish one, then the 15-minute bearish one, and another 15-minute bearish one, we can't really take it just yet because we don't know where the market wants to go to. We don't know what to do here. All right. Although, yes, the market is pumping. David, oh my gosh, dude, we're pumping like crazy. Right. We could be pumping right now, but we don't know where the market wants to go to because there's no bias. Right. So the same way we dumped and the same way we pumped shortly after is the same way we can pump and then dump shortly after. Right. Because the market itself doesn't know where it wants to go just yet until we take out our level of liquidity, which our most recent one or our nearest one will be at 29,463 if we want to go up. All right, guys. So that is what we're going to be looking at coming to market open. Now, why am I not worried about getting any why am I not worried if we took out every nearby setup that we had to? Can my laptop stop fucking connecting, bro? Please. Thank you. Right. So you guys might be wondering, okay, well, David, why are you saying you're not worried about a setup? We just inversed every setup and now we don't have a setup to take. Well, we're not, guys, because your boy David got you. All right. Now, if you look at the 15-minute time frame, you can already tell off the bat we have a huge candle to work with already. Right. That's if we hold it, of course. You know, we still need to wait like 25 minutes. It's okay. Right. Now, not only that, but if you look at the 5-minute time frame, thankfully, thanks to buyers, right, we have so many buyers stepping in that we are creating a gap as we speak for over 125 points, which is actually insane. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right. Now, someone here is asking me, is 364 not a level of liquidity? And someone else, Ashley, ended up asking me, is 29,324 not a level London low? All right. Now, let me see. London low. Okay. Well, this level here is not a London low because this level never really bounced. Right. It's just a low. Right now, you guys got to keep in mind when I'm marking out my highs and lows, right, my pullbacks, I always want to be making sure that those levels are valid. I want to be making sure that those levels are strong. I want to be making sure that those levels will get respected, right? So, for example, this London low here, guys, let me ask you guys, right? This London low here, is this a bounce or is this just a regular low before market open? Well, this is just a regular low before market open. The market never ended up bouncing here. There's no buyers here. All right, and yes, for my people using the indicator, right? We have the indicator coded to just mark out the low that I sees before the session ends, right? Doesn't really mean it's super correct. It could be valid, but that's not the way I personally look at things. For me, I like to be extra. You guys know me. I like to be extra picky. You know, extra confirmed. So the way I like to go about it is I want to be making sure that there's a bounce at that low. So right here, looking at the London low, is there a bounce here? No, this is just the lowest point we saw during London before the New York session open. This does not mean that there's any strong liquidity. Yes, there could be some liquidity, but it does not mean that there's very strong, at least in my eyes, right? I want to be making sure that there's a strong pullback. For example, right, like this, right? You saw the market dump, you saw the market pump, then you saw the market dump even lower, creating a new lower low, right? This is a pullback, all right? Not this, all right, guys? So that's what we want to be making sure of. All right, guys. So yeah. So for now, although we were creating a gap 3 seconds ago, I guess we're not. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, we saw 15 seconds. We can pump this up, right? Please, so we can get us set up. But my point still stands, guys. All right. So is 240 a level? 240. Yes. Well, now 240 is a level now. It wasn't a level when we opened, but it is a level now that we're obviously bouncing over what, like 200 points away from it? Yeah, literally 200 points. Yes, this is obviously level of liquidity. What is this level of liquidity known as? The New York low of day, right? Because this is the lowest point that we've seen coming into New York session. All right, guys. Well, obviously, we've only been open for like 10 minutes. But so you guys get the point. All right, now here, let me open up my YouTube chat here. YouTube, what is going on, guys? Guys, so I'm super sorry for not reading the chat for like the last few seconds. I mean, last few minutes. Anyways, let me see. Anyways, someone said here my payment for premium is stuck on pending. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. Maybe something with your bank. Not sure. Anyways, someone said here, yo, hey, what's up, Corey? What's up, bro? 120 point rebound in 10 minutes is crazy, dude. 120? Psh, more like 200. Shit. Anyways, we had a draw liquidity at 7. Do we not worry about that because it was a pre-market? No. If there's a pre-market low, you mark it out. The thing is, at 7 a.m., what low do you have at 7 a.m.? We've been taking out this level here at 7 a.m. I do see what you're saying right here, right? But we took it out like at 9. I mean, so for me personally, I only look for let me see. If you want to see there's 160 people here in the morning, when you do reviews, there's like 40. Good. There's not 160. It's like 500, bro. Look. But not, bro. Some people just want to make money, bro. Not a big deal. Anyways, so yeah, what was I reading again? Okay, so yeah, we did have a low here at. Okay, so here's another rule that I like to give myself, guys. So let's say, for example, right, we have a very strong level of liquidity down here at 364, which actually someone here in the chat mentioned, I think it was J Beats, right? Yes, we had a level of liquidity here at 364. The thing is, I personally, once again, you guys know I'm a very picky trader. I like to make sure my setups are as perfect as possible, right? So so here's the problem. We took out this level a little bit before market open. For me, I personally like to wait for my levels of liquidities to get taken out during market open or during the session that I'm trading. It just makes the level of liquidity just more like you get more of an understanding, you get more of a read for that session, if that makes sense. Because technically speaking, you took out this 364 level during London. And obviously, London and New York might be two different sessions. London might be bearish and New York might be bullish, just like how you guys are seeing right now, right? So, for example, for me, I personally just like to take out my levels of liquidities during the same session, right? So, coming to the New York session, so since we kind of took out everything to the downside during London, I want to make sure that we get a clear read for the New York session during 9:30 and going forward, right? So that's why we're waiting on a current sweep off of 430, off of 463 to get an understanding of what the market may want to do. All right, guys. So yeah, why didn't you mark out the fair value gap at 745? I did have it marked out. I deleted it. I deleted it like 5 minutes ago because obviously we already filled it. I'm not gonna use it. Right. And the reason I'm not using it is because obviously, like I said, guys, we don't have a bias. Without a bias, we can't do much in the markets, right? Because we won't know whether to inverse it. It's gonna be a fake out, a pullback. We don't know. We need an understanding of the New York session, right? Which surprisingly, we haven't gotten a bias yet. We usually get it in the first few seconds to the first few minutes of market open. But not today, right? It's been already 13 minutes and you were close, but so far, nothing yet. I'm sure we're gonna take it out. I mean, we have a lot of buying pressure. Unfortunately, we did end up filling out the fair value gap for some reason. I don't know why, but worry not, guys, because we have a 15-minute that we could still use right here if this holds. Hopefully, right, people, we can still use it. We can still use it. All right, so that is what we're looking to see, guys. That is what we're looking to trade. But we need to take out 463 first, which we should do it in the next 5 seconds, 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Dude, just pump, bro. Like, bro, we're right there, bro. We've seen this high like 3 times already, bro. Look. Like, just check it out, bro. Like, hello? Turn. Oh, yeah, you guys are completely right. The view up. But I always forget to turn on. Bro, I'm going to put a sticky note on my freaking monitor saying turn on the view up, bro. No, okay, well, yeah, the view up is actually sitting at the level of liquidity, which is actually a pretty good sign, which gives us an extra confirmation and a possible rejection back down. And why do we want a rejection back down, guys? Well, check this out, guys. So if we take out the level of liquidity at 463, if we hold above it, yes, we would have a bullish bias, right? But here's the thing. How are we going to take longs? There's none to take here all the way until the 700s, the 750s. We're trading at the 460s, right? So our next setup to the upside will be all the way up here at 750. So what we can hope for, right? Obviously, we can still form a setup on the way up. It's not a big deal. But what we can hope for here, guys, is we tap into the VWAP. We took out the liquidity at 463. We tap into the VWAP. We get a rejection. We get a DOL sweep. We get strong selling pressure. And as we're getting that strong selling pressure, we can probably look for a 15-minute inverse. But here's the problem. We need to wait 15 more minutes for the next 15-minute candle to close to see if we can even form a fair value gap in the first place. All right, what is VWAP? Okay, so VWAP is technically an indicator. Or, well, it is an indicator, not technically. It is an indicator. It pretty much just averages out all of the candles, from what I understand. It averages out all the candles and it'll give you a blue line in your chart. This blue line pretty much just tells you where price should be trading at. It's like an average, right? It's volume weighted average price. So it just tells you where, depending on the volume, depending on the candles, where price should be averaging at. All right. Now, how can you use VWAP? Well, VWAP is kind of just a tool that I personally use as, like a point in the market where price could reject or bounce from. How else can you use this? Well, if, this has a high chance in rejecting or bouncing price, you can use it as an extra price target, right? Let's say, for example, you have very far away drawn liquidities from your entry, right? And you want to maybe secure some profits in the middle, as you go into your price target, right? What can you do here? Well, what you can do here is use the VWAP as an extra price target, pretty much. All right. Someone say here, there's a 5-minute gap here. Oh, not really, dude. I mean, if you want to consider this a gap, I mean, well, it is a gap, yeah, but I don't think we hold it. It's gonna get filled in like 3 seconds. All we need is like one little stutter. Plus, we're at the VWAP, we're at the draw liquidity. This gap is not gonna hold. Look above. Oh yeah, that's right, bro. Guys, you guys are completely right. No, I'm not taking this gap. Look, if you take it, look at your price target. It's too little of a level of liquidity. I remember working this out literally as I woke up like 30 minutes ago. This is not. It's a good gap. It's a good gap. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see me taking it. I don't see myself taking this gap. And then this 5 minute gap here is gonna get filled in like 3 seconds from now, because obviously we're trying to get a DO sweep. The gap is really tiny, and we're on the VWAP, so we're probably gonna get at least some small rejection. There's the gap, as we figured, right? That's normal. You know, the market was gonna pull back anyways. The gap was too small and it was too close to the drawn liquidity. It wasn't gonna hold. Now, for those wondering about this gap, by all means, if you guys want to take it, go ahead. I'm not taking this. Hell no, right? I don't see myself taking this, mainly because obviously your price target is only 25 points. It's not really worth it. You know what I mean? Why is 15? Why is the 516 DOL level not marked on the indicator? 516. I'm not sure. There's actually a pretty good level of liquidity. Is it marking on 533? It's probably marking on one of these three. But yeah. Now, in the meantime, guys, if the market wants to continue pumping up, obviously you guys are seeing coming to market open, we have a bunch of buying pressure, which is pretty nice, right? Definitely cleaner than yesterday's open. Yesterday's open, we all know yesterday's open was terrible, bro. That thing was like dog water, bro. That thing was terrible. Right, but today's open looks a little bit better, at least for now. I mean, so hopefully we can get ourselves a setup very, very soon. Now, we did just tap into the liquidity at 516, which is a pretty good sign, because if you look at the 5 minute time frame with this good pump up here, right, you guys can see that we have a 70-point pump here, which is amazing, right? Because now we can look to take some sort of a setup off the 5 minute. But the thing that worries me is if we take shorts off the 5 minute, we're gonna approach the 15 minute anyways. Okay, well today's gonna be a little bit of a pain, even though we have even though we have good volume. Because the thing is, if we want to take longs, we either have a setup that's too close to the price target, or we don't have a setup at all. Because the next best setup that I can see here, at least on the 15 minute time frame, is gonna be not only this one. Wait, maybe. Eh, not only the gap at the 700, but we need to wait for a 750 inverse. And then even if we inverse 750, it's a 25-point price target. Hmm. That's not good. Okay, well, um, every day is like this? No, it's not. What do you mean? We just have like the setups aren't looking the best, or at least in the scenario that we're in right now. Okay, well now we're approaching the next level of liquidity at 533, which is good. You know, the more liquidity we take out, the higher the chance we have of a reversal. Thing is if we reverse, where do we inverse? Because we have the 5 minute, but we can't inverse the 5 minute because we have the 15 minute. But if we inverse the 15 minute, we have to wait for a big sell off. Well, 150 points, it's a lot, but it's not a lot, but it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Depends on the volume. Interesting. Because the thing is, I can't really long the markets. I mean, I can, but I can't. But I can. No, but I can't actually, because there's nothing here. We have a 5 minute gap here, but it's inside of the 15 minute gap. We can't inverse a 15 minute gap because we have a 15 minute gap up here. But we can't inverse this 15 minute gap because we have a 25 price target up here. We just got another level of liquidity. Okay. What can we do here? Because, like I said, we have setups. That's not the problem. Is IFEG the only strat you use? No. I use continuation models, just not as often, to be honest. Yo, David, what'd you take today? Nothing yet, bro. Nothing yet. I'm trying to cook something up here. The thing is like we have setups with setups, if that makes sense. Like, for example, the 5 minute. Look, if we get an inverse off the 533 area, right? We can inverse a 5 minute. But if you inverse a 5 minute, then you worry about the 15 minute. And if you guys remember very closely, like maybe like a few weeks ago, right? We took the same exact trade where I'm like, guys, I know we're inside of a 15 minute, but we're using the 5 minute. Let's anticipate the 15 minute inverse. We took it and we got stopped out. 5 minutes later, we got the 15 minute inverse and it worked out. So I'm definitely not going to be inversing the 5 minute if there's a 15 minute below. What's up, slides? Right? So we can't do that. Now, someone here is asking, Area Lee is asking, what if we do the 1 minute? We could do the 1 minute. But if we do the 1 minute, it doesn't take away from the fact that we have a 5 minute gap nearby and a 15 minute gap nearby. So just because we inverse the 1 minute doesn't mean we're going to inverse a 5 and 15 minute gap. We need to make sure we inverse every gap on every time frame so we have nothing between our entry and our price target. And that's the problem. Because once again, if we inverse this 5 minute here, we have the 15 minute here. If we inverse this 15 minute here, which is very far away in the first place, we have another 15-minute here. But if we inverse this 15-minute, we have a 25-point price target, which is not very good. Knowing the fact that we're probably going to be using a pretty big stop loss because obviously of the volume. So our best bet here would probably just be give the market a little bit more time, see if it wants to maybe try to reverse. If we get a good enough of a reversal with the volume being very aggressive and very volatile, we can wait for the 15-minute inverse. If not, do we have news today? I experimented using the 3-minute and it works good, to be honest. Okay, well, yeah, I always tell you guys, time frames don't really matter, to be honest. It's all the same price. I just, I like to stick to just 2 time frames just so I'm not overdoing it. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh my gosh, guys, the 1 minute, oh my gosh, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, guys, the 5 minute, the 15-minute. You know what I mean? I like to keep it calm. We have setups on the 5 and 15-minute. It's not a big deal. Like I said, guys, we have setups. In fact, we have more. Bro, my laptop, please. Right? We have more than enough setups on these time frames. That's the problem. We have too many setups. Right? So in order for us to get an entry, I'm not saying we can't get an entry, we probably will, but we might need to wait a little bit extra than what we usually do because we need to inverse multiple gaps to get our entry model to be clean, if that makes sense. I mean, so the time frame isn't the problem, guys, because I'm seeing you guys trying to find solutions like the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 2 minute, the 1 hour. You know what I mean? The time frames aren't the problem. Once again, we have setups, right? It's just we have too many setups, right? So I'm not saying we can't get a trade today. It's just what do we want to choose here, right? Because to the upside, we need to wait quite a bit. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, taking longs for this morning probably won't be very likely because we don't have anything to the upside until the 700s. And once again, I've said it like 20 times, right? The 700s, the price targets suck, right? So hopefully we can get a sweep off of 533. We're trying to, keyword trying. We're only down like 12 points away from it, so it's not nothing crazy. We can't do this 5-minute. As much as I would love to, right? Because the thing is, if you inverse this 5-minute, your next price target would be 26 points. I'm not gonna bother anticipating the setup, especially on Thursday. You guys know we're already green this week, right? Although this week has been, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, this week has been a little boring because obviously we haven't taken many trades. Tuesday was cash. Monday was an amazing day. Yesterday, the markets were okay, right? So we've only caught 2 trades this week, which doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, both trades are green. So the last thing I'm trying to do is try to take a risky trade on the last day of the week that I trade and then have it go red. I'm not trying to do that, right? So I'm obviously going to be waiting for the best possible setup if one even comes around, which I'm sure it will, right? We have pretty clean momentum and volume, right? So the thing is I would say the best thing, guys, for today, for this market right here, is try to have a bearish bias. Fingers crossed, because if we get longs, I don't think I can really cook up anything, in my opinion, unless we form a setup on the way up. But it doesn't make sense because we have drawn liquidities all over the place, right? So we're probably going to, it's just not going to make sense. We're going to have small price targets. So what we can do here is what we could do is, hold on, let me kind of just send this here. Someone's asking for the indicator. Or Hanif, if you want to send yours, go ahead. Or like the same one, but just with your link. But okay, what we could do here is hope that we see a strong sweep of 533. Obviously, we can go higher and still sweep it, but obviously the sooner the better, so we can get off earlier, right? We get a break below the VWAP. We get strong selling pressure, just like how we're trying to get right now. It doesn't look the strongest, but obviously we're starting it, right? We get enough selling pressure to see lower. We have enough room into the New York low, which will be over 125 points for just one price target, and we just look to inverse the 15-minute fair value gap. Thing is it's going to take a little bit longer, and that's if we even get selling pressure, which right now it's a little bit hard because, I mean, look at the 5-minute time frame. It's pure buying candles. I give up. Can't do. Bro, what? We're not even 30 minutes to market open. What do you mean you give up? What do you mean? We're 25. We're just waiting for a setup, bro. Bro, guys, if you guys cannot be patient like this, bro, like, I don't know. I'll tell you guys. Just give it a second, bro. How do I know where to place my stop loss? I usually like to do structures. By structures, I mean like if you have a nearby drawn liquidity, place your stop loss at that nearby drawn liquidity. There's gonna be cases where you have a level of liquidity, but your setup is like 200 points away, right? What happens when you do that? Because you can't use a 200-point stop loss. Well, I don't really suggest it, but something you gotta do. Use a point-based stop loss. What I mean by point-based stop loss, do like more of like a 1-to-1. You know what I mean? Like if your price target is 60 points, do a 60-point stop loss. You know what I mean? Now it's every day same thing. Mentally, I'm done. Like waiting for a setup, bro. I mean, if you're tired mentally, I mean, dude, I always suggest giving you guys breaks. I mean, dude, we're all human. You know, we all need breaks. You know, whether you guys are a school, job, trading, whatever, breaks are needed. But bro, if you can't wait 30 minutes for a setup, bro, I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. You know what I mean? It's patience. You know what I mean? You can't get a setup every second of the day. Some days you won't even get setups. In fact, some weeks you wouldn't even get setups. You know what I mean? Um. So I mean, dude, if you're getting frustrated because we don't have a setup in like less than 30 minutes, you know what I mean? I don't want to tell you to quit at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of potential, especially if you give it your all. But you gotta work on your patience, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You can't get frustrated because we don't have a setup in the first 30 minutes of market open, bro. I mean, someone say here, yo, I took a 2 month break from trading and I feel more refreshing than I ever have. Dude, bro, we all need breaks, bro. Sometimes we get burnt out, we get mentally exhausted. Dude, these markets are terrible, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you feel exhausted, like to the point where, like, I get it. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you're super burnt out, your patience runs very thin. I've been there, we've all been there. You know what I mean? But yeah, sometimes you just need a break, refresh mentally, and just know that everything's gonna be okay, and then you come back. You know what I mean? You need a 1 year break? Okay, I don't know about 1 year. That's a little bit OD. I mean, maybe take like a week off or 2 weeks. You know what I mean? The markets will still be here. Don't worry. But yeah. Someone's here. I bought the premium. How do I get zero delay? Mari roll. Is that your name? Sorry if I mispronounced it. Hey, what's your Discord? Less than 30 minutes. Oops. Sorry. Hey, what's your Discord? So I can link it up. Usually you're able to link it up by yourself, but some people just don't know how to. So I can do it for you. What's your Discord? Let me see, bro. Some people need to chill. I'm fine with no trading these. Well, it's not that you're fine with it or not. I mean, it's you guys need to accept the fact that not every day will be a trading day. Not every week will be a trading week. In fact, some trading months would even be trading months. You know what I mean? You don't have to get a trade every single day. It's not mandatory. You know what I mean? Is 516 our DOL? No, it's 533. We're basing our buys from 533. Now, I know you guys are probably saying, David, there's a 5 minute gap, dude. Like, let's inverse it. No, we can't. I'm gonna focus on the 15 minute instead. I feel like it's just it has more potential. It's gonna take a little bit longer, yes, but yeah. What level are we looking for? Well, we already took out the level that we're looking for, which is 533. Now the question is can we get a reaction off of this? Mainly a bearish reaction. If we can't, then we might be screwed because I mean, it's like I have setups to the upside, but they're so far away and the price target sucks so much that I don't even think trading longs this morning at least is even worth it. You know what I mean? Let me see. A weekend is a good break. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Bro, for me, bro, weekends go by so fast, bro. Like, in my opinion, dude, weekends they're not enough for me, bro. Like I need more of a break. I need more days, bro. Yeah, I don't think a 1 year break is like. I feel like here's the thing. Yeah, you can take a 1 year break, but the problem is if you take a break for 1 year, you're gonna lose. It's like the same way people tell you like after high school, oh dude, I'm gonna take a gap year. You know damn well they're never going back to college, bro. Like it gets to the point where you get so comfortable with not trading or not being disciplined or not being consistent with the markets, where you just never come back to it. So I feel like taking a 1 year break is a little bit too much. Also, you know how much you can improve in 1 year, dude? If you really just push through it, bro. Dude, just you know what I mean? Yeah, to be honest, I don't want to come back to it. Oh well, okay. Well, I'm not gonna be here to force you to to be like, no, dude, you need to trade, dude. No, obviously, one thing I'll always tell you guys is look, trading is not for everyone, bro. I mean, in fact, they make signing up to trading really hard really easy to the point where anyone can sign up, and we all know not everyone's fit for trading. I'm not saying that you're weak minded or whatever. It's just obviously just not everyone is probably in the best position ever, or maybe just in the best mental state ever for the markets. The markets we all know require a lot of mental strength, a lot. I mean, dude, it's like you're losing money, you're making mistakes every day. You're questioning whether this is worth it. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna tell you guys if you make it happen, it will definitely be worth it. But it's definitely a big mental battle, and I'm sure we've all been through it, right? I'm sure most of us in here are pushing through it. Maybe you guys are starting off, maybe you guys are very strong mentally, pushing through the losses and making it work, learning from your mistakes. But one thing I will say, guys, and I even said this in yesterday's stream, is they make signing up to trading too easy. One thing I will say, and take it from me, like I've been with a lot of you guys, like I've mentored a lot of you guys, is trading is not for everyone. I'm not, once again, early. I'm not saying that you're weak minded or anything, like nothing. Like, don't take it the wrong way. I literally mean it. Trading is not for everyone. It's a big mental battle, and like I said, not everyone's in the best position either mentally or physically or money or whatever. You know what I mean? So if you feel like you need a break, by all means take it. You know what I mean? So you feel refreshed, and if you want to come back to it, we're always here with open hands, open arms, open arms. We're always here with open arms. I mean, we can always teach you and everything. Obviously, you have to be asking your questions and all that good stuff, so I can actually see if if you need help. But yeah, if you need a break, by all means, go ahead. And if you feel like trading is not for you, but there's like a billion other business models out there that can make you money. And you could be your own boss, right? Obviously, trading being one of them. You know what I mean? I'm not offended. Don't worry. I'll see how I feel after a week or so. Of course, bro. And bro, like I always say, we're always here, with open arms, bro. If you ever need help or whatever, you let me know. You let anyone know in the chat. And bro, we got you, bro. We're all family here, bro. We're all a team. You know what I mean? It's why we trade together every single day. You know what I mean? But yeah, and this goes for anyone else that's probably listening to this. Maybe you guys are not typing in the chat or whatever. If you feel like trading isn't for you, like don't force yourself to make it happen. Like I said, there's always other business model out there. You know what I mean? Like you can do a million other things. You know what I mean? As long as you do it consistently and good. You know what I mean? Trading is one of them, but it's really fucking hard. I'm not gonna be this guy that's like, oh guys, trading is so easy. Look at me, I make $10,000 every single day. No, bro, trading is hard as fuck, dude. Like really, 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 really fucking hard. In fact, trading is one of. I'm not gonna say it's the hardest mental job out there because I know doctors and everything. You guys go through a lot of shit and policemen and everything, right? But trading is one of the hardest jobs mentally, in my opinion. Obviously, I can only speak so much because trading has been one of my only like careers, but it's draining, dude. Draining. It's very stressful. Yeah. So, shout out to everyone in here trying to make trading happen. If you guys haven't already made trading happen, we're gonna make it happen with consistency, practice, and time, and so much more, guys. But it's hard, dude. It's hard. It's all the emotions. Dude, take it from me, bro. Dude, I have traded every single day of my life. Like every single day, bro. Even when I'm on vacation, I'm trading for the last 6 years, dude. Even to this day, when I'm taking a trade, I shake. I get nervous. My palms sweat. My voice shakes. I get nervous, dude. It's emotions. It's the human nature. It's how it works, bro. You know what I mean? It's hard, bro. It's hard. This is not a career that with time it just becomes easy. No, bro. Just when you think it becomes easy is when the markets literally humble the shit out of you. That's when you go on your biggest losing streak. That's when you blow all your accounts. Just when you think you got it. You know what I mean? It's hard, bro. It's hard. And I know a lot of you guys like. I'm not gonna say look up to me because that's like glazing, but like you guys like to follow me. I like to think that you guys at least feel comfortable trading with me. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, I'm seeing some people slicing more on my trades than I am for myself. You know what I mean? So obviously some people feel a little bit more confident than I am. You know what I mean? But yeah, like take it from me, even from someone that's like trading in front of hundreds of people live every single day. You know what I mean? I shit myself every time I put out a trade, guys. Like I'm scared, dude, because if it doesn't, if it goes against us, like I don't want you guys to lose money. It's a very nerve-wracking thing. I mean, it's normal. It's just the markets, but yeah, hopefully my little talk is at least waking a little bit of you guys up that it's normal to feel like, mentally drained and all that stuff. It's the markets, dude. We all know it, right? Nothing good comes easy. It's just how the market is. But yeah. Anyways, guys, unfortunately, oh wait, someone here said, let me see, okay, so guys, everyone in the Discord, if you guys are joining the premium, which first of all, welcome, guys, right? If you guys are joining the Discord, if you guys want to join it, here, I can even send you guys a link. If you guys are joining the Discord and you guys don't see the premium roles, simply just give me your Discord username and I'll link it myself. All right, guys. So once again, I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat. If you guys want to, what's it called? What was I saying again? Dude, yo, my mind is fried right now, bro. Oh, yeah. If you guys want to join the premium and you guys don't see the premium roles, just give me your Discord and I'll link it up. All right, guys? Now, someone say here, we're just numb to it at this point. Well, to be honest, bro, okay, look. Obviously, I will tell you guys, as time goes, like, as time passes and everything, guys, Yes, you get more used to the feeling of being nervous. You get so used to every scenario, like every setup, market condition, news, and everything that you know what to expect, which is good, right? So, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but when I used to trade in high school, dude, you couldn't even talk to me, bro. When I used to be trading, bro, I was so locked in and so like, dude, I cannot blink, bro. I need to watch the charts. That if my friends would talk to me, I just wouldn't even respond, bro. That's how nervous I would be of watching the charts, bro. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy what the markets can do to you. Like I said, bro, I feel like they make it too easy to sign up to trading. You know what I mean? Bro. You go to any prop firm, you make an account, you buy an account, boom, that's it. You're trading just like that. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. But yeah. You David Hydra, but you're in the premium, bro. What do you mean? Someone say here, how much is the premium again? It's $10. Well, at least with the discount. Can you put me in? No, you're in the premium. What do you mean? Can you put me in? You're typing in the premium chat, bro. What do you mean? But yeah, guys. So far, for those wondering, so far no setup yet. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm just not seeing anything I'm loving here. I'm hoping for shorts. We just took another liquidity to the upside, which is at 563. But let me see. Please link already joined. I got you. How about the premium? How do I get in live? I can't find it. Well, bro, you're already in it right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna link it to you. So yeah, guys. So far, no setups yet. So far, no setups yet. David, how much is your bath water, bro? I mean, how much are you willing to pay for it, bro? Shit. I mean, bro, I'll never send out a little bit of money, bro. Your name is Var. Hold on, Var MRJ. Wait, you're not even in the Discord. Hold on. You have me in the Discord, bro. Let me see. Someone say here, man, one of my biggest blessings in trading was discovering you and getting mental teachings from you. Hey, bro, bro. Anytime you guys tell me that those messages, bro, like obviously everyone's like, oh, thank you, bro. Like it means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Whatever. No, but bro, it means a lot to me, dude. Like you guys know, bro. Whether I'm tired, sick, sad, I'm not really usually sad. But bro, we don't got time for that, bro. We don't got time to be sad. You know what I mean? But when I'm tired, mentally, physically, whatever, bro, we show up every single day, bro. This is why I do it, bro. When you guys send me these messages that you guys are making money, you guys are learning, you guys are getting payouts, that's what we're doing this for, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you for that message. Seriously, anytime you guys tell me that, bro, it means a lot to me because you guys know it's my passion, bro. You know what I mean? So if I'm helping at least one person, that's what matters to me, dude. Seriously. So your name is 0408. There you go. All right, Ricky, I went ahead and linked it to you, bro. Thank you for joining, by the way, bro. Thank you for choosing me, and that goes for everyone in here. You know what I mean? If you guys are choosing me, my teaching, my trades, and everything, thank you guys. Seriously. Do premium members and RPs get the premium in your Discord? No, unfortunately not, because obviously, I'm not really getting a share of RP's thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't really it's not really fair to me. You know what I mean? But yeah. Someone say here, David, I'll give you about $15, some pennies, and a pack of gum for lifetime premium. Bro, low key, I wouldn't even turn that deal down, bro. Someone said I'm raw dogging this shit, mentally drained but making money. That's what matters, bro. Dude, we gotta push through it, bro. Now, one thing I'll tell you guys, well, as we wait for the setup here, guys. One thing I'll tell you guys, bro, is you guys gotta think about it. Look, trading is so mentally draining, but it's in my opinion, one of the fastest ways to make money if you do it correctly, in my opinion. Because, dude, name me another job where you can copy trade 20 accounts and get a 40K payout in 2 weeks. Dude, you add up, because here's the thing: a lot of you guys get payouts, and the first thing you do is go buy clothes, go buy a car, go buy this, go buy that, bro. Accumulate your money, bro. Compound it, add it up, right? Invest it. Have that money invested work for you, so eventually you guys don't have to work anymore a day in your life. What do you think I'm trying to do, bro? Every dime that I make, yes, I spend a lot on cars because it's my passion. But obviously, I'm spending money that like money on the side, like money saved up, like you know what I mean. So, bro, I always tell you guys this, bro. Like it's common sense, but bro, like here's the thing: a lot of you guys follow traders on social media like RP, TGR. You see Bugattis, you see Lambos, Uruses, Maybachs. You see this and that, and the first thing you think of when you get into trading is, oh, I want to go to Miami and live the Miami lifestyle and do this with this car and do this with these chicks and whatever. Fuck that, bro. That's just gonna be here for the next 200 million years, bro. That shit can wait, bro. Invest your money and get comfortable, bro. We're here for financial freedom. We're not here for that lifestyle, bro. At the end of the day, bro, that shit gets normal, bro. There's like some I don't even know the name of it, bro. But guys, look, all these cars and everything, bro, dude. After like a good 5 months of driving them, bro, they get boring, dude. It's the same shit. It gets repetitive, bro. Like, dude, fuck that, bro. That's how materialistic, bro. We're here to live comfortable, bro. We're here to be good with our families, spend time with our families, bro. That's what you want, bro. So anytime you guys are making money, bro, look, like I said, trading is one of the easiest. No, not one of the easiest. Sorry, not that. Definitely one of the hardest. Trading is like one of the fastest ways to make money because what other job is paying you freaking $2,000 a day, depending on how many accounts you're copy trading, and 40K in payouts? Tell me, no other job is doing that shit. Unless maybe you're doing like an uncommissioned job, maybe, sure, but still, that's not very realistic, right? So yeah, like if you guys make trading work, bro, you can make so much fucking money out of it so quick. You don't have to work for fucking 35 years to make $1 million. You know what I mean? If you really put your all into it, bro, like a good 2-3 years of locking in, dude, you can achieve that in a few years, bro, with trading, right? And one thing I always tell you guys, man, is please, well, obviously not financial advice, do whatever you want with your money, but please be smart with it, bro. Like invest it, dude. Invest it, whether it's into real estate or dividends or something that makes you passive money. That's the end goal, guys. The end goal is waking up one day and being like, okay, well, I don't give a shit about trading. You know what I mean? Like I'm already making 5K a month from my investments every month, passively. So what do I have to do? I can go out with my family. I can take them on a nice dinner without having to work or lift a single finger off my phone. Why? Because I'm getting paid passively for my investments. That's the end goal. Fuck Miami. Fuck the cars. Fuck the girls. And fuck that lifestyle. Guys, I promise you, bro, because I know this is what a lot of you guys want, bro. Once again, I know how you guys are with social media and everything. I always tell you guys, block all these traders on social media. Not only do they portray a fake lifestyle, but it's not a good lifestyle either, bro. Like, fuck that shit, dude. I haven't bought new shoes in 3 years. Dude, if you know me in real life, bro, with which I know some of my friends in here are fuck the girls, yes. Yo, not like that, bro. I mean, bro, whatever. Whatever, dude. Do whatever you want, bro. But you guys get what I'm saying, bro. Bro. You guys always take it out of context. Not like that, bro. Like, respect to all the girls, bro. Not like that. Like, you get what I'm saying, bro. Like the pops in Miami, bro, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, fuck the holes is what I'm trying to say. Yes, that. But you guys get the point, bro. You guys aren't funny, right? But no, seriously. Yeah, I mean, but bro, if you guys know me in real life, bro, dude, I wear the same shit every single day, bro. Like, I wear the same. I don't give a fuck, dude. But yeah, but hopefully you guys get what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, just be smart with your money, man. Please, you know what I mean? Last thing we're trying to do is trade for the next 30 years, dude, until we retire, and that's not even a guarantee. You know, God forbid you have a bad month, bro. Oof. I don't even want to know what happens there. But yeah, guys. Anyways, looking back at the charts, bro, nothing's going on yet, guys. It's like we. Wait a minute. Wait, we might have something. Let me see. Paying off my debt and then getting my family straight, and then we have exactly, bro. Priorities, bro. Look, I'm not saying don't get the Lambo, and I'm not saying don't live the lifestyle, but have priorities, bro. Invest in yourself first. Have your money work for you, bro. That's always the end goal, bro. Plus, at the end of the day, guys, look, if you're trying to come to Miami, bro, dude, look, a Lambo is like a Toyota here, bro. No one gives a fuck. I'm gonna cut it to you straight. You know what I mean? If you think you're gonna go to Brickle to LARP and all that shit, bro, to get all the girls and everything, bro, no one gives a fuck, bro. No one, in fact, no one even bats an eye on you. Maybe like a little kid to take a picture for his like car page. Other than that, no one cares, bro. Trust me, guys. I go to Brickle all the time, or at least I used to. No one gives a shit. So yeah. So get your priorities straight. All right, guys. Don't live your life for other people. Live it for yourself. Be comfortable. Have your own house. Have it paid off. You know, have your money work for you, and spend time with your family, bro. That's what matters at the end of the day. I want to learn in Brickle with Clav, bro. Me too, bro. Me too. Anyways, so okay, so not gonna lie, we might have a potential setup. Now the thing is, we don't have too much of an MSS bottle, so I don't know how good of a setup this looks, but we have a 5-minute gap here. The 15-minute gap doesn't close in 15 minutes. We have a deal we'll sweep off of 599 because we never tapped into 621. Now, do we want to tap into 621? Hold on, guys, because I can low-key cook up a setup here. You know, forget all the yapping. You know, hopefully this woke a little bit of you guys up and give you some motivation. But yeah, I'm just keeping it real with you guys as always, bro. Like, I always tell you guys, bro, like, never follow people on social media for trading content, bro. It's never good, bro. Most of the time, bro, like 99% of the time, bro, they're never even gonna teach you a single thing, bro. It's just to flex your fucking lifestyle that you guys fund anyways. So yeah, just don't, guys. Look, take it from me, bro. Don't follow traders online. Don't. You can if you want to. You know, your life, your rules, whatever. But what do you gain from it? Oh my gosh, guys, did you guys hear that teacher bought a new car? Who gives a fuck? It's not your car, bro. Like, why do you care so much? You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that type of like those type of people, bro. Like, what good does it do for you? You know what I mean? I'm unfollowing you. I don't even post online, bro. I don't even have a social media. Dude, since you're online, can I block you? Yes, bro, you can block me, dude. But no, like, do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, there's dead ass people. Like, for example, people that live like celebrities' lives. Like, you go on Instagram. Oh my gosh, guys, did you see that Travis Scott broke up with what was his wife? Kylie Jenner or whatever. Do you guys see that? Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. No one gives a fuck, bro. That's not your life, dude. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I never understood those type of people. Same thing goes with trading. Like, I don't understand why people glaze traders so much for their cars and their lifestyle. Like, dude, that's not even your life. Make it your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't benefit you, bro. Anyways, we're still pumping up here. We just took out the liquidity at 621 here, guys. We do have some more liquidity to the upside. The thing is okay, we're still pumping. I mean, thing is, what can I long here? Because we're inside of a 15-minute gap. We have drawn liquidities all over the place. We have another 15-minute gap above. We can't inverse this one because we have a drawn liquidity right here. We have another liquidity. I mean, fair value gap here, though. I didn't see it. Wait a second. Because if we're going to have one of those days where the market just pumps up all day. Wait, hold on. But the thing is, we have another liquidity here, though. Dude, what is this market, bro? Because, yeah, if we take longs off this 5-minute, which is far shit anyways, we're currently trading at the 600s. You're going to have a price target right here anyways. Because, you know, you guys can see the market pulled back here and had a nice pullback right here. How big was this pullback? Maybe it's not valid? No, 56 points it is. Not to mention we have a level of liquidity near the entry anyways, like 10 points away. And now, guys, I apologize once again. Sorry for the delay today. You know, I'm trying to cook up a trade for you guys. But I want to make sure it's perfect. Obviously, you guys know today's the last trading day of the week for me. You guys know on trade Fridays. I obviously don't want to be forcing out a setup to get back profits, but I want to get you guys a trade. I just can't see anything worth taking here. Either we have fair value gaps with the draw liquidity is too close, or we have a fair value gap stacked on top of another fair value gap. So it's like, obviously, we're staying patient. We're trying to see what we can cook up here, but so far, nothing, guys. At least nothing that I'm loving. Obviously, we have setups. I'm just not like loving these setups all that much, to be honest. Maybe we can get a sweep off of 650. I'm just waiting for a sweep. Like I said, guys, I don't think I could take longs today. No matter how much we pump up, the only gaps that we have to, the only 3 gaps that we have to the upside, which are far away in the first place, to inverse is this one, and this one. And guess what, guys? This one is close to this one. This one is close to this one, and this one is close to this one, which is a price target. ES isn't moving. Shorts are the way. Well, ES isn't moving because ES is probably all-time highs. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, well, interesting. Well, if ES isn't moving, we can't really use it as a reference for the SMT. Hopefully, I mean, like I said, guys, I'm waiting to see if we can get some shorts somewhere. Maybe off the 5-minute into the 15-minute gap here, into the VWAP maybe. But it's like we need sellers. Like we haven't seen sellers at all. Like yeah, right here, but like that didn't really hold for too long, anyways. So it's like, when can we get the MSS model if we even gonna get it today? Because if anything, we can work off the 15-minute here, and if we work off the 15-minute, no, it's gonna be 100 points of a stop loss, unless we size really light, like 3 micros, maybe. But either way, the price target is gonna be less than a 1-to-1, 70 points. I mean, it's not gonna be terrible, but yeah. Just got 146 points. Nice, bro. I'm assuming you took a good setup, but it was risky. You know what I mean, like I said, I'm trying to keep it A+, guys. Like, you guys know me, bro. I like to be very picky with my setups. I don't care if I miss 1, 2, or 3, or 5 setups. There's always gonna be another setup. It's not a big deal, but I need to make sure it's perfect, bro. Especially after such a week that we've had. Although it's been a boring week, you know, only 2 trades that we've caught. We gotta keep it perfect. You know what I mean? At all times. I'm not gonna lie, I like when you're like this. Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Look, sometimes I get overconfident. You know, if we have a good winning streak, sometimes I'll tell myself like, dude, I'm on a winning streak. You know, like this setup is okay, but I'm gonna take it anyways. You know, whatever, because I'm on a winning streak and I feel good. You know what I mean? But usually when I have like a slow week, not a slow week, but like you know what I mean? Like a week where it's like I gotta be on top of my shit. I always think like this. You know what I mean? I mean, taking two winning trades for the week is better than taking two losses and two wins. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like I said, I'm sure we're gonna get a setup, bro. Like, don't rush it. Once again, guys, if we don't get a sub today, there's tomorrow. If we don't get a sub tomorrow, there's Monday. If not, Tuesday. And bro, I promise you guys, just because you didn't take a trade today does not mean that the markets are gonna explode and never be found. There's always gonna be another sub, guys. You guys will be fine. All right, guys. You drink water, loud. Yo, you guys are always talking about my water, bro. Let me hydrate, bro. Kind of like Blastoise. Yo, W reference, bro. Let me see. Someone said here, Tori said, I took a pullback and a retest of the VWAP up to a liquidity target, quick in and out. Not bad. Once again, I see setups. I just don't like them. They're good, but like they could be better. You know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting for. I want to make sure I'm preaching A plus setups all the times. Let me see. Are you trading tomorrow if you don't catch anything today? Nah, I think I'm up like 1K on the week. How much did I make? Okay, I made 617 on Monday, and I made 281 yesterday per account. So I'm up. How much am I up this week? 6, 8. How much on a week? 617, I think. 617 plus 281. I'm up almost 9 grand this week. So, dude, with two trades, dude, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. Let me see. Rejection off the Asia high. I mean, I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean? I don't really see it. There's no sweep here. I mean, maybe we can get something off of 679. No, 67, real funny. But yeah, I mean, so far I don't really see anything. How long did it take for you to pass all 20 accounts? I usually take it really slow. Well, no. Like I what I'm trying to say is I usually pass them like in groups. Like groups of 5 and everything. So I built up all these accounts pretty much one by one. But I always tell you guys, look, when you're trading evals, especially when they're so cheap like this, like for example, right now, like low plug. I think there's like 5 days left to take advantage of the 9% off discount. But guys, look, on Apex with the 9% off discount, you can get an eval account for $15. I mean, at that point, if you have, I would say if you have money to spend, dude, just buy a good group of cheap accounts for like $15. Go heavy on them, and then obviously you're gonna fail some, but you're still gonna pass some. I mean, that's the way I go about it. You know what I mean? Activation is how much for that? Oh, I'm not gonna lie, for the legacy accounts, they're a little bit expensive. They're like $120. But if you want like the cheapest account of the cheapest of the cheapest of the cheapest of the cheapest, right now the 100K intradays, the 100K intraday no activation fee accounts are like they have like a special promo on top of the 90% off where they're $59 for the eval and the PA fee like all together, which is really fucking cheap. It's like some special promo they have going on for that specific account. Because if you look at the 25K, which is the smallest account, also known as the cheapest account, you know, technically speaking, that account is $70 for the eval and activation fee altogether, right? With the no activation fee account, not the standard one, the no activation fee one. But the 100Ks, let me show you guys, like just so I can make sense. Look, this is what I mean. Look, so you see the 9% off discounts ending in 5 days. So if you guys do want to get it, you know, some accounts, whatever, called Blastoise, you know, it helps me out. It helps me develop the website because they're still making it. But look, this is what I mean. Look, intraday trailing drawdown, standard, you click on no activation fee. Look, select account size, 25K, $70, 50K, $80, 150K, $170. But if you look at the 100K, it's $60. It's the cheapest one. So this is obviously counting evals and PA fees, which is really, really cheap. At least for what, you know, obviously the return on investment, if you know how to trade, you know, obviously you can make like 3K plus in payouts per payout, you know what I mean, per account. So it's not bad for $60. It's not too bad. So if you guys do want to get some, obviously you guys can always use code Blastoise, you know, support me at no extra cost. And I'll dump all that money into the website, you know, so we can all have, you know, a good experience. Which, by the way, hopefully you guys have been watching the review streams that I've been doing lately. They've actually been really, really educational. But yeah, once again, if you guys want to take advantage of this 9% off Apex discount, it's called Blastoise. You can get any account, but if you want the cheapest one, it will just be the 100K no activation fee intraday trading drawdown account. All right, guys. Why don't you get affiliated with Lucid? We're trying to affiliate with them for our website, but they're not really like responding to us. I did read online that they are very picky with their affiliates. So yeah. Look at trading view. I see it, bro. Don't worry. I see it. So let me try to cook up a setup here, guys. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm gonna lock in real quick. Hold on. Okay, so if we get a sweep, hopefully, you know, fair value cap projection sweep off of 650. Hopefully it's just not just a pullback. Let me see what we can do here. So you could look to target the VWAP. Then you could do 29,486.50. And And then your next PT, I would say just target the 15-minute gap here. So at 29,447.50. And then your final PT would just be the New York low. Hopefully you can hold down this reversal at 25. And then for your stop loss, with this trade, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I might just do a structure-based stop loss. So I might just do 3 micros with this trade. I know it doesn't sound like anything crazy, but the stop loss is 90 points. So we can probably do something like this and then just do like really light size due to the stop loss. So maybe like 1 or 3 micros. I will do 3, just because, So you do a stop loss at 29,649, or just might as well just do 650. And then let me see if I have some time to do some math here. Okay, so if I do 3 micros real quick, hold on. Contracts risk 90 points. It's only a $500 risk. I could probably do 4. Yeah, I'm gonna do 4. 4 micros risk. So that's $700 risk. That's not too bad for a setup like this. And then we can just target the view up to draw liquidity, and then obviously we go from there. And then ES is also sweeping liquidity as well. Not a bad look. Question is can we hold this reversal for the MSS model? Because we have it on 1 minute. So you guys see right here. Oh, and then we also have the 15-minute. But I don't think the 15-minute should be an issue because the 5-minute and 15-minute are like alongside each other. And then right now we're getting how much of a dump? About 100 points. Actually, guys, this setup does not look bad. If you guys want to try to take it in with me, obviously size a little bit lighter. You know what I mean, with the whole risk thing. Because we're gonna be using a structure based. At least I am at 650 right there. So question is this going to be a pullback into the 5-minute fair value gap before we seek higher? Because obviously the higher time frame trend is bullish. Or are we going to inverse this gap and just target the view up below? Yeah, this setup doesn't look bad off the 5-minute. We don't have to worry about the 15-minute because we're gonna be inversing the 5 and 15-minute time frame. If we get one good sell-off, they're like 5 points away from each other. Not even, they're like 3 points away from each other. And then our next gap would be all the way down here at the 15-minute time frame, which we're already targeting. And then the next target will be also at the 15-minute time frame. Now, do we have anything on the 5-minute to worry about? Because it's this inverse and then all the way down here, which is still our targets. So yeah, we have some pretty good targets, in fact. So yeah, guys, this setup doesn't look bad. I honestly really do like it. The only thing is we don't really have too much of an MSS model just yet. So if we do take this trade, we could expect a pullback as long as we don't go above 650. Sorry guys, 650. We're good. We're bearish. You know what I mean? But we don't have the MSS model on the higher time frame, like the 5 and 15-minute time frame, so we could get a pullback. So please size light, guys. I don't want you guys, if we take this trade, I don't want you guys getting stopped out due to your day loss limit or whatever. Mid trade. I mean, but honestly, this does not look bad in my opinion. So let's see if we can snag something here. Hopefully to end the week. But yeah, ES is sweeping. Or if anything, we can even target this low on ES first, since ES might be leading. You never know. All right, so yeah, I'll just put a target here at 740 because ES doesn't have any liquidity until then. Well, it has one here. Maybe we can just target that as well. But so it'll give us enough room to look at that trade. I mean, to still get like points on the trade. By the way, guys, for my people on YouTube, guys, I'm gonna catch up with the chat soon. I'm seeing that you guys are sending questions about the premium. Don't worry, I'll cover it soon. Let me just focus on the charts, and I'll get to that. All right, guys. Let me just be locked in. Now, let me see if we can form an MSS model here on this pullback. Or do we want to go just straight down from a green to red? Or is this just gonna be a 5-minute fair value bounce, and we're just gonna go back bullish? Because we can look for something like this. We just need to see how this next 5-minute candle holds. Did the 15-minute candle close? It did. So we can inverse. If anything, we can just wait for a break below 550 to get an entry to shorts. We don't have to do 560. Because 560 is the 5-minute gap here. But if we wait, I mean, by the time we wait for the impulse and everything, we're also gonna be inversing the 15-minute anyways. The question is here, okay, is this gonna be a pullback for an MSS model, back down into a green to red candle, or is it gonna be a 5-minute fair value bounce back into a bullish bias and we just get off? You know what I mean? Or maybe not get off, but like we have to wait a little bit more. And then ES, is it dumping? Not really. Well, it is, but like it's aligned with NQ, which is good because we're getting the same candles. So if ES takes out the lows, NQ should as well. There's a really good green to red candle flip. That's good. Okay. We hold it though. Remember, guys, if we take this trade, please size delay. All right, guys. Once again, the stop loss is a little bit far. It's about 90 points. We're just using a structured based stop loss, which means that if the trade goes against us, our bias also flips. The last thing we want to see is we get stopped out, the bias remains the same, and then the trade plays out. All right, guys. So for this case, I would just rather just size a little bit smaller, like 3-4 micros, obviously depending on your risk. And then right now, if you guys are gonna be doing like me, maybe you guys have more of a buffer. With 4 micros, I'm looking to risk about $720 with this trade with the stop loss with 4 micros. All right. So obviously with 3 micros, you're risking like 540, if I'm not mistaken, about $540 with 3 micros. So if you guys are down to do that, maybe less, you could do 2 micros. All right. You said that stop loss is a little bit big, but in this case, I do want to catch the move down. We have a lot of points to the downside to target. So I do want to try to see something like this. All right. I guess question is can we get the selling, or is this just gonna be a pullback before you seek higher? Because right now we are holding this 5-minute bullish rally gap really, really strong. But the setup does look good, and ES is trying to go lower. So we should be able to lead NQ lower, unless NQ is leading, or maybe we have a huge SMT, which hopefully is not the case, because that just makes trading so much more tricky. Now, ES does have a 5-minute fair value gap here as well, which we can maybe expect to pull back into. NQ already kind of filled that gap. Well, we kind of have a little bit more here, but we need to see what we do here. Now, obviously, if you guys see that price goes back above 650, then we obviously just scrap the bearish bias, and we just maybe we'll do it later, maybe after the 15-minute gap right here, which is kind of small, but it's still valid. But with time. What's the entry? Right now, I want to enter. I have my IFEG at 558. I would say look to enter at like 550. Because if you enter 550, you're waiting not only for an impulse below the 5-minute inverse, but you're also going to be waiting for the inverse off the 15-minute, right? So yeah, like do like 552, 550 around there for a good entry. But for now, I mean, there's not much to really take here. We're just bouncing off the gap. So far, nothing yet, guys. Obviously, we're not in. We didn't get the inverse. We need to see what we do here. All right. So hopefully we can get some sort of, as long as we don't break above the previous candle high, which sits at, I don't want to say a number. I don't like that number. But like 665, right? If we're not able to break above 65, we're good, because that will just confirm that the MSS model is just trying to be created. Because right now we're pulling back, but we're still bearish below 650, right? And we haven't broken past the previous candle high. So as long as we don't do that and we get a pullback and we go back down, that confirms a lower high being created. And obviously, we all know what is a lower high? A bearish trend, right? So if you have a bearish trend, bearish bias, good selling pressure, good inverse, good room for lower, we take the trade. If not, we move on to the next, all right? So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. But so far, it does look like a 5-minute fair value gap bounce for now, but we are still bearish below 650. So far, nothing. I guess I can just catch up with the chat in the meantime. 4 hour above, I think it's a risky setup. What do you mean 4 hour above? If you have a 4 hour above, wouldn't we be rejecting off of it? Yeah, because we don't have anything to the downside. It's unfilled. Yeah, we could tap into it. It's not really mandatory. Like, we don't need to tap into the 4 hour, but I mean, the more the better. You know what I mean? If we don't want to reject and go back down right now, we can just reject off this, sweep another liquidity at 680, go back down, inverse the 5 and 15-minute, and we just re-enter, or just enter like now. You know what I mean? But I don't really think we need it, because right now we are rejecting off of a huge 15-minute gap here, or at least we're trying to, right? So we have a DO sweep, bearish strategy of rejection, or at least we had, so far we're kind of low-key bouncing here. But yeah, so far nothing yet, guys. So far nothing yet. Like I said, as long as we don't break past, we can go above 650. It doesn't matter, because we can always just reclaim it back down. As long as we don't break past this previous candle high, that would just confirm that if this pullback right here that we have right now goes back down, this will confirm a lower high being created, and that will just confirm a bearish trend, which is really good, because it's in our favor. All right. So yeah, we got to see what we can do there. But for now, I mean, we just wait it out. As long as we don't break above this, we're pretty much good. Once again, we're not in, so it doesn't really matter whether we're good or not, but it's just we're good to possibly get a trade really soon. But if not, we come back later. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. The one thing I know that I won't do today, guys, is possibly take longs. I just don't see myself taking longs anywhere here. The price circles are too small and the fair value gaps are just too close to each other. It's just not worth it. So my best bet here is either we get shorts or no setup at all. We need to see. Now, okay, so we're back above 650. So the bias is about to turn back bullish. Question is okay, do we want to get near this do we want to get near this high up here? Do we want to break it? Do we want to retrace into the 4 hour according to you guys? What do you want to do here? But we wait. We wait and see. All right. Wait. Hold up. Hold your horses. Maybe an MSS model here. Hopefully. Maybe. Hopefully. Like I said, guys, as long as we don't break above this previous candle high, we're good. I don't care if we go back above 650. It doesn't matter. We need the MSS to be below the previous candle low. Look at that. Okay, that's good. That's a good time. Hopefully, this is just, hopefully this just isn't chopping the skies of an MSS model, guys. But I mean, we'll see. We need to see how we dump this back down. But hey, I mean, at least if we reject this down, which we looks like we are, or at least we're trying to, this will be our MSS model, which is literally perfect. We need this. We needed this. You know what I mean? So it's good that we get it now rather than getting it in the trade. Because if we were in the trade right now, guys, we would lucky be shitting ourselves with this pullback. You know what I mean? But yeah. Looks like chop. It's too early to tell, to be honest. I mean, we only have like 3 candles that look choppy. So we'll see. Now, if we're able to break past the previous candle low with good selling pressure, we should be able to take the shorts. All right, because we're breaking past the structure. You know what I mean? What about the VWAP? We could just target it. You can just target the VWAP. Now, the thing is the risk reward. It won't be the best. That's the problem. But I mean, it depends on the selling pressure. If you have really strong selling pressure, you don't need to target the VWAP. The VWAP is only something that you target when the market's like really choppy, where it has a higher chance in bouncing from. But let's see. I mean, we are getting a little bit more selling pressure here, which is a good sign. Which we would need to get shorts. All right, so let's see how we do this. Now, like I said, if we're gonna get an entry, try to do it like around 550. Obviously, if you want to move your stop loss, you definitely can if you don't like the stop loss. But I'm gonna be doing this one. I'm gonna be using this one, trying to hold for lower. Obviously, since I'm fuzzy light as well, like what, like 3-4 micros. So yeah, but it does seem like we have room for lower. We are getting some pretty good selling pressure. Can we break past the previous structure? Seems like we're trying to. So see. In the meantime, guys, obviously, if you guys see the selling pressure, start hovering over the sell button to see if we can get some shorts around here. We are currently inside of a 15, or we're about to see the 15-minute gap retracement. We're about to aim for the 5-minute. So can we get some shorts here? Is a real question. Let's see. Okay, so there's the inverse, and so far nothing yet. No impulse yet. We are getting some strong selling pressure. We just inverse the 15-minute gap. Hold up, guys. Wait for a break below 552, and then look to enter. Wait for a break below 552. Right now we're inside of the 15-minute. So give it a second. Give it a second. One sec. Armin, 551 is my entry. I don't know if I rushed that too quick. I saw the next candle go red, so I just took it. Bad guys. I took shorts. All right, I'm in shorts. If you guys want to wait for one more green, if you guys haven't entered yet, hold on. I might have entered too quick here. Because I thought I saw an impulse here from the previous candle breakout here. So if you guys haven't entered, hold on. Wait for the candle flip. I'm not gonna lie, I look entered a little bit too quick there. But we are inversing the 15-minute. We inverse the 5-minute. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm in shorts. So let's see if we can hold this. All right, guys, I gotta fill with 551. But like I said, if you guys haven't entered yet, wait for the green to red candle flip. I'm gonna put my stop loss at, what is it? 650. There you go. See, like I said, I don't know if the market's gonna be chopping around here. We are breaking past the structure. We did have strong selling pressure here, so it does look good. We gotta be a little bit careful with the ES though, because ES is near 2 levels of liquidity. So if anything, we could just target that as well, just in case ES is leading. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I just don't know if I entered too quick there. Because I didn't really wait for too much of an impulse. I mean, how many points did we go below this? Eh, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we did inverse a 5 and 15 minute. We have the MSS model and we have a good sweep and a fair value gap projection. So it's a good sign. You just need to see how the selling holds because I don't really like the look of this 5-minute candle here. Like I said, if you guys haven't entered, wait for a green to red candle flip first. But if you guys are already in, then just place your stop loss. I guess just hold it. I guess we just wait and see. No, like I said, guys, with this trade, I am sizing a little bit lighter. Because obviously the stop is a little bit larger than usual. Because we are using a structure-based stop loss. I do want to hold this trade for a lot lower. So we'll see. But I don't know if the market's gonna be chopping here. We gotta see. But from the looks of it, I mean, we have a 15-minute inverse, 5-minute inverse rejection and everything. So it looks good. I just don't know if the market's gonna be chopping here because of the last few candles. So we need to see. You're waiting for the pullback, then look yourself. Yeah, you could do that. If, like I said, if you guys haven't entered yet, just wait for a green to red candle flip or another rejection. Because I don't know if I waited. I don't know if I rushed it too quick here with that entry. But from the looks of both ES and NQ do have room for lower. I just need to see how the conditions are right now. Because obviously this is kind of, I'm not really too sure why we're actually bouncing up a little bit here. I mean, we have inverse literally everything here. Maybe bad market conditions before we can catch it, but it doesn't really look like it. I mean, we had a really good selling candle like 2 seconds ago. I just don't know if I entered too early here. I don't think I did. Because we waited for the candle breakout and the inverse. I guess it's really strong buying pressure literally out of nowhere. I don't know if this is choppy or not. That's the thing. Because maybe yes, maybe he wants to retrace this 5-minute. But the thing is, if we get a retrace like that, since NQ is a little bit stronger, we might see the drawing liquidity first. And the thing is, even if we do go back down, I don't want to inverse this gap because it's already filled. So I can't even work with the re-entry if we go back down below 650, if we even see 650. I just don't know if I entered too early. Either we enter too early or we're entering in a choppy range without us catching this as a choppy range just yet. But we need to see. Obviously, let's give the market a little bit of time. Maybe it's just a pullback. Well, let's use. I'm in 4 micros right now. I'm in a little bit. I mean, blah, blah, blah. I'm in a little bit lighter than usual just because the stop loss is a little bit wider. I'm using a 90-point stop loss just because that's where the structure is sitting at for our bias. Let's see if we can flip this back to green to red. The thing that worries me is since ES it looks a little bit stronger to the downside, ES is going to see a price target before NQ. And if we see that on ES and ES maybe wants to reverse, well, then we're in trouble. And that's the problem. Interesting. Because I don't know. The thing is, this is not a strong level of liquidity. At least I don't think it is. I mean, it is a liquidity on the 1 minute though. Because as you guys see, we have a low here, higher low, and then we went up. So if ES, and by the way, guys, we're back at break even, which is good. But the thing is, now we have to pay attention to ES. I mean, maybe NQ picks up a little bit more strength. NQ's breaking the previous candle low, which by the way, I had to alert. Completely forgot. But the thing is ES. I'm gonna keep an eye on ES. I gotta see if it takes out that low. Because if it does, we might have to scale out on NQ. Because if ES is leading and it's, you know, if ES reverses off that 1 minute low right here, then we could be in trouble. But that pullback, this pullback was so unnecessary, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't see why we pulled back. Hopefully we hold it down and you know we don't see any more of a pullback here, at least all the way up here. But yeah. We just gotta pay attention to ES. That's my main concern here. And I gotta see if the selling even hold here. It's trying to at least, but yeah. I gotta alert this as well. Because you guys can see it here, right? ES doesn't look as strong to the downside as much as NQ is. But let's see. All right. Well, now on the bright side, NQ is dumping down, which is good. So if anything, if NQ has more selling pressure to the downside, we could use ES as our first target. Wait for ES to take out 745, and by the time we take out 745 on ES, we should be up really green on NQ. So yeah, thankfully NQ is stronger to the downside, which is really good because if ES dumps, that means NQ is gonna have twice as strong as of the selling pressure, which is what we want. But we need to see how we hold it, of course. Because right now it's like sellers are trying to step in, but like it's like a little bit choppy. Obviously, it's like green, red, green, red, green, red. But hopefully sellers step in very, very soon because we do have room for lower and we have all of our confirmations lined up. Um, but just guys, just pay close attention to ES. If ES takes a 745, I would say scale. If you don't want to, of course, don't. But I would say so. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to type something up, guys. Yeah, like I said, just pay close attention to ES, guys. The thing is, look at this now. ES still has selling pressure because obviously we can see that it's close to being a full selling candle. But if you look at NQ, it's a wick. So here's the thing: if sellers step in on ES and we take out this target down here, we're probably not going to be so green on NQ. So I don't know whether I want to wait. Where's the view up? Okay, it's up there. Um, hmm. So the thing is, I don't know if I want to target 745 and just scale out with. I'm not. I'm just not gonna make anything. That's a problem. Because look, ES is a full selling candle. NQ's wicking. That's not good. Well, what we could do here is maybe wait and see how we take out 745. If the selling pressure is really strong, we could just as long as price holds below 745, we can stay in shorts. And if we start seeing buyers stepping in past 745, we could just start scaling out. But the thing is, I don't see how we could do that because we're so close to the price target here on ES while NQ is sitting at break even. So the trade is gonna get a little bit messy if I'm being honest. It's just that low there. Well, it's not the strongest low, but it's still valid on the 1 minute. And then volume's picking up a little bit here. I don't know if news came out or something. But yeah, you guys can see just NQ looks just more aggressive here, or just doesn't have as much sellers, compared to ES. The news come out or something? Volume is kind of picking up a little bit more here. Let me check. It doesn't look crazy, but it does look a little bit more volatile. No. I guess this volume is spiking up here a little bit. Now, ES didn't take out the low, so we shouldn't be reversing here. At least not yet. That's my main concern here. Just 745. And I just hate how NQ has 10 times more buying pressure than ES. So we're getting rejections on NQ at least. It's like they're so similar, but so like not following each other. Because now ES is pumping up while NQ is trying to go down. Is it opposite or something? Like, what the hell? Anyways, is YouTube delay? Yes, 1 minute. Do you lock all your accounts after a win? I mean, I don't really feel the need to. I kind of had like self control. So usually after a win, I just get off and I just go enjoy my day. I get off the charts. I took your trade on options, dude. Zero DT. Please don't tell me zero DT, bro. Because if you're taking QQQ puts, bro, with this chop that we're getting right now, bro, even if we see green, bro, you might get a little bit cooked with that theta, bro. That's why I always tell you guys, dude, don't do options, bro. At least don't day trade options. It's not the best. I used to do it, like full time. I don't really like it. Yeah, dude, this trade looks a little choppy. That's probably what it is. Because look, now yes, is pumping, but the thing is why we never even took out the low here. Like I said, my best bet here is probably just this chop just starting to form here. Because obviously we can obviously see here on the 5 and 1 minute time frame, we're just not leading anywhere. Even though we have a bias and we have a direction, we just don't want to go towards the targets. At least not yet. Maybe it's gonna be a slower trade. But it can cause the trade to look very, very uncertain and unsure because of all the constant pullbacks. Because you guys see, we're pumping and then we're dumping, and then we're pumping and then we're dumping. Like in this candle right here. Look at the 1 minute. I mean, if we can get a good green to red, that's really good. But what good would it do if the market's just chopping? And we're just gonna pump up like in the next 3 seconds again. Hold up, guys. Chop me out, took 4 micros. What was your stop loss? But yeah, because look, now we're pumping, but like off of what? That's the thing. And if we break past this previous candle high, it's not a big deal, but it is going to be breaking the MSS model that we are forming because the market is constantly creating lower highs and lower lows, which is what we need to maintain this bearish trend. So if we're starting to pump up here and break past these previous candle highs, we're going to be in trouble. Now, we did create a 5 minute gap here, which we could look to inverse again, but for what? Not in this chop, you know what I mean? And if we dump back down, this just confirms that if we dump back down into break even, this just confirms that the market is chopping, and we just got very unlucky with the entry. But we need to see because there's no way we pump this back up. We don't hold the buyers. You know what I mean? It just won't make sense. So if we go back down, it just confirms that we're chopping. Because what are we retracing into? There's no gap here. It's just pure chop. It's a range. So if we go back down to break even, we already know what to expect with this trade. It's gonna be a slow trade and it's just gonna be very hectic. Maybe it's a view arbitration on ES, but ES is not even leading the markets. Yeah, we broke past the previous candle high. That's not that good. Because it just shows that buyers are in control again. But the thing is off what though? I mean, who knows? Maybe we get another MSS model here, but like, no shot. Buyers are in full control here. And the thing is, we did create another gap here, which we could inverse if we keep holding below 650. But for what? We're still in the choppy range. You know what I mean? So I don't even think a re-entry here would be worth it. You can take it, but I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, buyers in full control here. You guys can see obviously the buying pressure kicking in. So I think the stream might get stopped out, guys, unfortunately. But the thing is, why do we reverse from? Yeah, I got stopped out, guys. Unfortunate. But from what though? I gotta see. Hold on, let me know if I got stopped out. Unfortunate trade, guys. You know, it happens. It's not a big deal. Thankfully we sized light, but the thing is, I don't understand where this buying pressure came from. Hold on, let me look this. Everyone. Hold on. Like I said, you could, if you guys want to remain bearish, you could look to inverse that 5-minute, and I would be open to it as well. But the thing is why enter shorts off of a range? It just won't, unless the selling pressure like dumps down like there's no tomorrow. Then yeah, sure. But still, I just don't see it being worth it. At least not yet. Yeah, guys, unfortunate loss, bro. Unfortunate loss. It's not a big deal. Once again, we size light. It's not a big deal. But it's such a good set. I just don't see why we bounce here, especially with ES almost seeing the low and it never even took it out. Even if it did take it out, though, we couldn't have really taken any profits, though. Maybe it's a 5-minute retracement before we see lower. I just don't see why. It wouldn't make sense. Unless the market's just chopping. But let me see if we can pick up some more selling pressure around here. Hopefully, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very unlikely. But hopefully we can get some more selling pressure to the downside and maybe just look to enter off this 5-minute here, because it is a valid 5-minute gap here. But I just don't want to enter in a range. I mean, it won't make sense to me. But we can still have a good price target here as well, and then a better stop loss as well, because the entry would be just way better. But let's give the market a few more minutes, guys. Let's see what we do here. Whether we want to reclaim 650 and go back bullish, or we go, maybe this is a pullback. We're still below the previous candle high. It's a pullback. We make a new MSS model. We go back down, stronger selling pressure, and then we just re-enter off this. But I would need to see. I'll have to give the market a few more minutes. Demand zone? I don't see where though. Seems like it's moving off fair value gaps on ES, but the thing is we never retraced into a fair value gap here. Yeah, there was nothing here. In fact, we almost saw the price target on ES. We just never tapped into it. So technically, shorts is still technically valid because the levels here never got taken out. But I need to see. Okay, so look, we just broke past the previous candle high. So there goes the MSS model. Huh. Interesting. We can still dump down. I mean, we're still, we can still go below 650, but for what? We just broke past the previous candle high. Interesting. I'm gonna try to cook up one more trade, guys. I'm gonna see if I don't like anything by like 11. Oh, it's already 11. Maybe by like 11:30, then we get off, or maybe soon in the next few minutes. I'm just, because like I said, I know I'm not gonna take longs today. I just don't see how I'm gonna take longs. I can't really target these highs up here. It just won't make sense. And plus, the market's a little bit overbought in my eyes, as you guys see with all this pump ups today. So I mean, who knows? Maybe we want to, like you guys said, maybe we retrace into the 4-hour. In my eyes, we would just take out the liquidity at 680. We go back down, we inverse the fair value gap, and then we get more selling pressure. Maybe, but things we never even tapped into 680. We just got near it. So then we will have to reclaim it again. So yeah, once again, guys, I'm gonna give the market a few more minutes. Let me see what we can do here. I'm positive we can get shorts. I mean, no way we don't. Question is when and how. Because we're still basing our buys from 650. We're approaching this 5-minute gap and another one here. Maybe we can get stronger selling pressure. Maybe form another MSS on the way down and maybe retry shorts below 650 because we're gonna be bearish. But you gotta give the market a bit more time then. Was it just trying to hit the Asia high? Did we not take it out? No, this was Asia high up here. I mean, maybe, but the thing is, I just don't see why would we do all of this selling though? You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm gonna give the market a few more minutes. I'm gonna see if I like it. Maybe the selling pressure kicks in one more time. I would prefer we take out 680 first and then we go back down. But if not, that's fine. We can still work with the re-entry here. I just need stronger aggression because we need to get out of this range here as well. Not gonna lie, David. I realized that if we faded your stream trades in the last 3 weeks, we will be profitable. This is like my first loss in like I don't even remember how long. The shipping hit. Yeah, I don't know what he's on about. Okay, so the selling pressure is kicking in again for some reason. Okay, but it doesn't make sense because we never even took out the high up here, but we did take out this high up here. Okay. Hmm. Selling pressure kicking in again. Maybe we can work with the re-entry. Thing is, but why? Like, are we chopping or something? Now we can size heavier with this trade since it's going to be a smaller stop loss and a bigger target. Let me see, because now the selling pressure is a little bit stronger. Maybe it was just a big retracement before we seek lower because the buy is still bearish. You know what I mean? And now all we did was create a new target, which would be at 533, 175. And then our stop loss would just be placed. If we take this, the same stop loss, just the same 2960 stop loss. But now we can size a little bit heavier because the stop loss is smaller. Thing is, why do we get a pullback now? Because we went back up. Maybe we want to take out the New York high, but for what? It doesn't make sense. We just created it. I mean, we could still use the 5 minute. As long as the selling pressure looks good, I'm open to re-entering. Um, hmm. What is ES doing? Well, ES infers the Ferrari gap, and then rejected back down again. So yeah, maybe the market's just chopping a little bit. But if I do see a really strong candle where it can lead us straight into our PT1, I'll take it by all means. I mean, I'm not too mad about it. But let me see. Oh, I mean, hopefully we can hold below 650 again. We're trying to right now. Maybe we can pick up some more selling pressure. Let me see how this next candle opens up. If we get more selling pressure in this 5 minute candle, all the way back down to a new low, then I'll take these shorts. But I need to see because right now this candle pretty much just tells us if we're gonna chop. If we go back up, we're chopping. Well, we're kind of already chopping, but still. Because I really want to make these shorts work. I mean, it makes sense. We're getting a 15-minute fair value projection. We're trying to get good selling pressure. I mean, we are seeing the selling pressure starting to kick in. Like, it's trying to kick in. Um, Bearish value projection. Everything looks bearish here. I just don't see why we got this pullback. We didn't even take out the liquidity at 680, which doesn't make sense. We might as well tap into it. We got near it, but we never took it out. And then ES inverse is rally gap, which doesn't really matter. We were never bullish anyways on ES. The bias was still bearish below 768. But I don't know why we did that. I gotta go back and review it like later on in the day for sure. As far as mistakes go, I don't really see one mistake we made in this trade. We waited for everything. We waited for the impulse, the 5 and 15 minute inverse, good MSS model, good sweep, good rejection, room for lower. Not sure why this one didn't work. But I mean, we'll see. We need to maybe the market wants to go back up into 680, take it out, and then go back down. I'll be open to that. Although it might take a little bit of a long time because the market is a little bit on the slower end for now. I'm just gonna leave this here as a plan. I'm not really in anything yet. David, you have 200 USD before you hit the daily drawdown. Bro, I don't have a daily drawdown. Dude, my accounts are a little bit, bro. That's why I size the way I size. Obviously, I always tell you guys, don't size the way I do if you can't afford it. But I'm chilling, bro. This is like a normal loss. But let me see. I mean, I'm hoping we can take out 680. I'm down to wait a little bit longer. As long as we take out 680, let me see the reaction. If we hold above 680 and we have a bullish bias, I'll probably just get off and come back later during PM or maybe Asia. Not that I think Asia's gonna do anything crazy, especially with the way that the New York session was overbought. Um, but let me see. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. I'm gonna wait for it. Hopefully 680 to get taken out. Now we hopefully get selling pressure into the inverse here, off of 650. But 680 will be a better level of liquidity. It will be a 4-hour fair value gap, which I don't really use, but you guys mentioned it. And it'll be the final high inside of this fair value gap here, which will be possibly one of the strongest ones. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. Let me see. All right, let's see. Can we take out 680 though? Or do we just get near it again and reject back down? That's your systematic trading need to adapt. Of course, bro. Let me see. Plus be succeeding because he does the same shit every single time. Only one win and a loss. It's not like nothing. I mean, dude, once again, we knew we were risking. It's not a big deal, bro. Just the setup didn't work out. I just want to know why it didn't work out, but I just don't see why. So yeah. But I am open to re-entering. Especially if the stop loss is gonna be a little bit better. Well, I don't really think so, because if we take out 680 and we get this inverse here, we're gonna have to use the stop loss up here based off the structure. So it'll probably just be the same sizing. But the thing is, why are we getting near this level and not taking it out? And then ES is also trying to reject back down. I mean, I'm up for shorts even if we don't take out 680 because we're based off 650. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a few more minutes. Good setup, just random pump. I'm not gonna say it's random. Maybe the market was just chopping. But I do want to know what stopped us out there, because once again, the setup was really good. In fact, we waited for extra confirmations as well. Let's see if we can take out 680 here. I just don't see why price is getting weak around here. There's probably a bunch of just buyers taking this bullish. Well, that's not really how I want to say that's how it works. I mean, I go based off confirmations. You know what I mean? But okay, there's 680 taken out. Now, what do we do off this? Now, one thing I will tell you guys is if we get a good pump above this and we even inverse this 15-minute gap, I'm probably just gonna get off and come back later. Because once again, I'm not trying to long the markets. I don't see why. I don't see how I would do it. Just my setups that I have are just really low probability with really low risk reward. Doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, now that we took this liquidity out, guys, if we go above like the 710s, I'm getting off and come back later. I think I'll be the best bet. Longs? I mean, as much as I want to, but I just don't see what I could take here. Nothing here makes sense. If you inverse this, you have this. If you inverse this, you have this. If you inverse this, you have the price target. It's not good. And obviously, I'm not gonna wait for the market to pump up another 500 points to get another gap to the upside. You know what I mean? Just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm trying to short the market if I get the proper confirmations, but it's like we get it and then it's like it chops into the upside. So I need to see what we can do there. You're getting off, Corey? Bro, take it easy, bro. I'm gonna see, like I said, if I don't get anything for this morning, anything else, I can always come back later for Asia. Not that I think I don't think Asia's been moving good at all. Let me check. So we had the dump yesterday, and then we chop, and then yeah. I don't think Asia's gonna be that good today either way. Okay, but okay, now that we took out 680, let's see if we can get another sweep back down into the inverse maybe on the 5 minute. Do we have anything on the 15 minute? No, we don't. It's just pure. It's just a pure range. Theo and David collab soon, dude. I'm all for it, bro. I don't really see how trading collabs work, to be honest. But trading gets passed when I trade. Yo, I'm gonna need you to quit trading, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Trading collabs when you go longs and I go shorts, and we just split the profits, bro. But let's see if we get a sweep here. It's gonna take a minute though, because the market's just getting slower and slower. We are approaching lunch hour as well. Bro, David Strat has not been working for me since bro, have you? Okay, hold on. Hold on, bro. What have you since January, bro? We've been trading every single day of life, bro. What? I gotta see what you have been taking. Yeah, no, well, and obviously we know it's not true. I mean, I've been doing it live and been making money, but what have you been trading? The heck? Someone said, "Are you pushing a little bit? Maybe a little bit, bro." David, can I buy Apex Ethos in the EBT card? Good question, bro. I don't know. Maybe. David, are you planning the 50K anytime soon, or just more focused on the website? Right now, I'm focused on the website, but I am looking to the eval to payout challenge, whatever. It's not really a challenge. It's just me trading the accounts, but you guys know what I'm saying, bro. David, when should I quit trading? I've been in eval Joe since January. Okay, here's the thing I don't understand about all of you guys. We have been in countless winning streaks for weeks since January, like countless winning streaks. Are you guys like picking your nose while trading or something, bro? Like, what do you mean you've been stuck in eval just since January? There's no way you haven't passed an account since January. Like, do you get what I'm saying, bro? Like look, when the loss comes around, yeah, people get annoyed and everything, and obviously they start like not complaining, but saying like yo, like the losses, whatever, inconsistency. But how the hell have you not passed an eval since January? We have been on huge streaks. Like, are you just like choosing not to take them? Are you just choosing to take your own trades? Which is nothing bad. Again, there's nothing bad with taking your own trades, but I don't understand. Bro, David passed me an eval. That's the thing. I see people passing evals every single day with the trades that we put out. How have you been stuck in evals just since January? Are you like full porting every trade to the point where like you see a pullback and you get stopped out, or are you doing one micro? I don't understand. Loss of confidence, sizing too little than sizing a lot. Well, bro, if you've been doing the same mistakes in January, surely something has to click. That's like, okay, every time I do this, I blow my account. You know what I mean? Just find the middle point, bro. Just find a consistent sizing, 5 micros. Boom. Just take a few trades, and obviously, if there's a winning streak, you're gonna pass the evals. And I know it's just an issue with mainly just you because once again, I see people getting payouts with me all the time and passing evals. Now it's clicking. Okay, good. Well, that's good. Yeah, but like journal your trades, bro. That's the thing. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, just since January, that's too long, bro. All right, let me see. I think the problem is that they're only taking your stream trades, and they gotta take all the trades. Well, all the trades I put out are all stream. Like I take everything live. Well, when I trade Asia, but I rarely trade Asia. Like maybe like 1 or 2 trades. I wasn't journaling before. Okay, well that's good. At least you're trying to click on the mistake. You know what I mean? But damn, bro, since January, that's a little bit too much. You know what I mean? It gets to a point. You know, how long will you give the markets? I don't know. If we look, if we chop for a little bit longer or we hold above 680 with no sellers in sight, I'm just gonna get off. This is my mirror in my apartment, by the way. No excuse not to follow your rules in general. Okay, that's one way. You know what I mean? I mean, look, if you're a good one, you're always like preparing yourself in the mirror. That's one way to read your rules. You know what I mean? But yeah. Now, guys, at the same time, right here, we're trying to get. Hopefully, it's just that the market is still a little bit choppy. That's a problem. Wait, ES is crossing 745. What? What? How? What the heck? How's the ES seeing lower and NQ seeing higher? All right, well, whatever. Well, thankfully, we still have room for lower, but now that we took out this low down here on ES, which is technically a double bottom, if we sweep it, GG's to NQ. We're not going lower. Insane SMT? Yeah, bro, what the heck? I did not expect ES to see this low down here, especially while NQ's at the near high of day. Okay, then, whatever. Hopefully that doesn't become an issue if we want to get shorts on NQ off this 5-minute gap here. All right, let's see. We're getting a little more selling pressure here, guys. So the thing is, now that we took out the liquidity at 29,680, that's gonna be our new stop loss. I want to use 650, but since it doesn't really matter to us anymore, we can't really use it. Since we're basing our buys from 680. So we could try to re-enter shorts off something like this. Now, what can I size with this? Because it's just, I could probably do like 4. Maybe just try to target break even for the day, I guess. Unless the market wants to dump, which I don't really think it's gonna do that, but yeah. Like 5 or something. I don't know. Because I at least want to go. Why is ES dumping now? Because now ES is going to take out 740 while we get the entry on NQ. And that could be an issue because if ES sweeps, since ES is stronger to the downside, now we're in trouble. Nice. GG's. Because now we're approaching the inverse here on NQ. Nice. That's not good. All right, well, guys, start hovering over the sell button. I mean, I guess we're going to take the risk. Fuck it. I mean, if the selling pressure looks good, then whatever. Because it's there. I mean, we have the confirmation. Now that ES is taking out this low, if ES goes back up, then GG's to NQ. You know what I mean? Dude, what is today's market, bro? What is today's market, man? All right, this is their inverse. All right, I'm in shorts, guys. I'm going to try shorts. If this doesn't work, I'm calling it a day. All right, guys. This is going to be my last position of the day, guys. If this doesn't hold because of ES, I'm just going to call it a day. It's just not my day. We're getting the 5-minute inverse. ES is dumping. Good selling pressure. Good sweep. Good everything. If this doesn't hold, guys, I'm calling it a day. I look away for 1 second. No, literally, bro. Yeah, guys, my stop loss will be placed at 680. All right, guys, a 680 stop loss, which will be just at the drawn liquidity. Like I said, if this doesn't hold, I'm off. Like I said, the biggest risk with this trade will just be ES sweeping liquidity. If that happens, then there's our mistake. But I do want to take a little bit more of a risk on this trade to see if we can at least get some shorts into the downside on Q. But if it doesn't want to hold, like I said, I'm done for the day. I just don't see why ES has so many sellers compared to NQ. Obviously, we're gonna get a little bit of a temporary pullback here because ES is gonna try to sweep liquidity if we hold it red, which is like that. That's good. The thing is, I don't have anything lower on ES, so maybe down here. I never marked out my levels of liquidity here on ES. There you go. So I guess it just be our next price target. But yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go get water real quick. I'll be back. Give me a second. All right. Oh wait, bro. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I forgot my water bottle, bro. I was on my phone. What up, guys? I'm back. Are we green? We're still break even. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. But yeah, what is ES doing? ES is the whole. Well, it's trying to hold below the draw line. Dude, ES is literally dumping, bro. Why isn't you not following? Well, SMT, I guess, but that's annoying. Hopefully, this doesn't make NQ any more of a problem than it already is. Because NQ is just not doing anything today. It seems like, and ES is doing everything. Let me see. Last week, cheers for the advice. I'm gonna hop off for now. Last 450 on the first trade, which is not bad at all. But managed to make it back on the ES drop, so break even for the day. I'll see you back on Monday, bro. Take it easy, bro. Good shit on that comeback, bro. Real stuff. Dude, honestly, it's pretty stupid. A pretty stupid decision from me to not trade ES today. I know I never really traded ES, but we all know that ES is moving way more than NQ today. Not that I really even had a setup to take in the first place, anyways. But yeah, ES seems like it's doing the big moves today. While NQ is just sitting there, just looking pretty. You know what I mean? So a little bit unfortunate on that part, but that's where we have the setups on NQ. So I guess we're giving it a shot. You know what I mean? The risk is there because ES got the drawn liquidity, but if the selling pressure holds, we can see lower. It's like NQ is so choppy compared to ES. ES is actually trending. The thing is, even if I took ES, what can I have taken? I just have to alert this. I'm gonna wait for it to get to my entry. Yeah, ES literally had nothing to take here, and ES is still dumping down, which is good, but like, damn, NQ is not following, bro. At least CPT1, you know what I mean? Like 533, at least, you know what I mean? I want to see if I can at least get break even on the day today. But dude, it's like this market is so choppy, bro. And then we have a massive fair value gap up here as well, which we could retrace into, which we could see a little bit of drawdown on both ES and NQ here as well. So that's going to be annoying to deal with. I'll join the premium, so I'm good for the fun day. Bro, of course, bro. We're going to be here, bro. We're going to be here. All right, bro. Have an amazing day at work, dude. All right, bro. Stay blessed, dude. While we continue trying to trade this market. Oh, man, dude. This market's a pain in the ass, bro. At least NQ is being a pain in the ass. I just don't get why we're getting such big pumps while ES is not really doing much. Well, it is off the drawn liquidity. I just keep having to tell myself that. Holy, yo, no shot, bro. Wait, guys, I'm like doom scrolling on Twitter right now, bro. No shot. SpaceX is at 100. What? Yo, guys, thank God we never invested into SpaceX, bro. I was low-key considering it, bro. My gosh, holy pump and dump, bro. This looks like a freaking meme coin. Cause I don't know if you guys remember, bro, when we were talking about SpaceX like a month or two ago, like how I was considering investing into it, and most of you guys told me literally not to, bro. Holy, good thing that we didn't, bro. Yeah, it's true what you guys said. Like, never invest into an IPO for the first 6 months, bro. Jeez, I did not notice that. Anyways, what are we doing? It's like we're still waiting. Like, dude, this market is so choppy, bro. What is this? Like, why do we pump it then dump it then pump it then dump again, bro? Look at the 1 minute, bro. Like, what am I trading, bro? What am I trading? The setups are so good, yet the price delivery is so garbage, bro. And then we're gonna pump again, and then we're gonna dump. My gosh, dude, what a garbage market today. In fact, this week, bro. The only good day was Monday. And it's mainly because ES is just struggling to hold. It's trying to decide what it wants to do off this level, which this level is really important because it's the New York low. So if we sweep it, we're screwed. If we hold below it, we're good. But the thing is, ES is doing the main moves while ES dumps. NQ just looks there, it sits there and looks pretty, which is really annoying. And the thing is that even when ES shows the slightest amount of buying pressure, look at NQ. What the heck? Look at NQ. You see what I mean, guys? So if ES barely sweeps or barely, if ES even wants to retrace into this bearish rally gap, we're in trouble because NQ is gonna have 10 times more buying pressure because it's just more choppier with no direction. Someone say ES hit my stop loss, then proceeded to hit my TP. I'm assuming you probably took the inverse here, right? This 5-minute inverse probably. Because yeah, I probably would have taken that. But the thing is, yeah, I would have taken that. Because yeah, you were bearish here, MSS model, inverse. Wait, could we have taken this trade? I guess we'll wait for this setup to hopefully work out. Let me see, because yeah, this fair value got inversed. So you created the fair value gap here, you inversed it. How much of a pullback was this? Oh, what? This is only a 5-point pullback, bro. We could have traded it yesterday. All right, so now that whatever. Now that we're retracing into the 5-minute gap here on ES, hopefully NQ doesn't show as much aggression. NQ is also inside this 5-minute fair value gap, which is good because we can also reject from it. It's good that we get a pullback now, and hopefully not a strong one to the point where I would say if we inverse this fair value gap, we, the day's cooked. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. But look at this, guys. Look, ES was just red a second ago. NQ's holding green. Oh my gosh, that is so annoying. Whatever. Do any of the Apex evos not have an activation code for the funded? It depends where you buy. If you buy a no activation fee account, then it's kind of like included with the discount. But if you buy a standard account, then you have to pay the activation fee. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Now that I'm looking at ES, bro, I low-key regret not trading ES today, bro. This setup would have actually played out. We could have taken this setup right here because we were bearish from 768. We inversed this fair value gap, MSS model. We got a pullback. It was like 5 points. We we're not gonna stop out anyways. And then we hit the price target. Wow, bro. Yeah. I gotta consider trading ES more. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm always maining NQ, bro. And like a day like today where we know that NQ is choppy yet we're still trying to trade it. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's if we know that ES is better, we might as well try it. So maybe for next time, you know what I mean? We could try ES. I know you guys aren't really used to trading ES as well, so I have to explain the sizing and everything with ES as well. So yeah. Usually when I trade ES though, guys, I like to do double the size of what I do on NQ. So if I'm doing like 10 micros on NQ, I'll do 20 on ES. If I do 7 on NQ, I'll do like 15 on ES. Because remember, guys, ES moves a little bit slower than NQ, but you get more money for the points on ES, if that makes sense. So I think it's like $5 per point, and on NQ is $2 per point. So I guess in the meantime, let me open up the chat. And ES, yeah, with ES, it's $50 per point. David, don't you think we go long off the inverse? The thing is, we're not bullish. That's why I keep trying to short the market. I'm going based off what NQ is telling me. Yes, ES on the other hand, it's still bearish because we're below 740, but NQ is not bullish, or at least not yet. You know what I mean? Not in this current scenario. You know what I mean? We have been bullish, no? Well, the trend a little bit, yeah, but we're trying to catch a reversal because in my opinion, we're a little bit overbought on the markets. I'm not trying to long an overbought market because it's a very big headache to trade. But I'm trying to catch shorts. It's just that the market is, I mean, look at the range that we're trying to trade. It's chop, 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 green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. You know what I mean? So yeah. And this W? Yeah, hopefully we can get it. I mean, like I said, everything here looks confirmed for lower. I mean, ES is holding bearish, good selling pressure, and Q is just sitting there eating shit. But we're trying. You know what I mean? We're trying. But hopefully we can at least see 533, if not the VWAP. You know what I mean? So we can get some points around this trade. Technically speaking, confirmation wise, it looks good in my eyes. But we just need to see how it holds. We need to see how the volume holds. You know what I mean? And ES has to spare us a little bit of mercy here because ES is the one that's going to decide whether he gets stopped out or not, right? Because if ES sweeps 740, we are screwed. All right, guys, so we got to be careful. All right, but now we're back at break even after like minutes of chop, which is very annoying. I don't see why we did that, but whatever. Let's see if we can hopefully finally dump this shit down into a price target so we can go back either break even or green on the day. All right, guys, fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed because this market, we need a little bit of luck on our side. It's a little bit choppy. You know what I mean? So the chop has to be in our direction. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But we did retrace into the 5-minute gap on both ES and NQ, in which we did reject from, or at least we're trying to, which is a really good sign. It just shows us that sellers are reclaiming control, which is good, because if sellers are in control, we can go lower into our price targets. All right, so yeah. Now, can we hold this? Because ES is holding for lower. ES wants lower. We can see it here. NQ is just sitting there eating shit. NQ, do something, bro. Please. My goodness, dude. See if we can dumb this down lower. At least break out of the structure. Because if we can, then we can just go into the next low. All right, see, we're getting some more selling pressure. Now, ES, what are you doing? Okay, ES, still there. Can we go down to 733? Please. Hopefully. You know what I mean? With no BS chop, bro, please. What is ES doing? Remember, guys, our next target on ES, excuse me. On ES will be 733. So if we take out 733, we can either scale on NQ. If you're back break even, depending on your size, you could either just take full profits and just call it a day. But yeah, we gotta see what we do here. Dude, if we pump this back up, bro, I'm gonna crash out, bro. Because we're like halfway through the price target, which will be our first PT. Now, how much would this be of a PT in the first place, anyways? Oh, 50 points. What the heck? Okay. And we're back break even. Oh my gosh, dude, this market is such a piece of shit, bro. It's not even this market, it's just NQ. Yeah, bro, guys, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta start prioritizing trading ES on certain days where it looks better, bro. My gosh, dude. Because now ES is about to hit the target while NQ is there. I'll be happy with 533, to be honest. I'll take 533. But now that ES is about to hit 733, now we're double screwed because if ES wants to sweep 733, best believe that NQ's full on reversing. All right, can we pick up the selling pressure? Okay, there's 733 on ES. Please get one more dump. Well, the thing is, I can't even scale because I'm still gonna be red. My gosh, this fucking guys, pay attention to 733 now. Watch this. If buyers claim control here, we're done. We need to hold the sellers down. But look, literally instantly as we tapped into 733, buyers stepped in. Which is normal. You know what I mean? Most times when we take out drawn liquidity, buyers try reclaiming control. Sellers just had to reclaim this back down. So we're gonna see a little bit more drawdown for a little bit. Hopefully, sellers are gonna be in control. We're gonna see a little bit more drawdown for just a slight second. We just gotta see what we do here. Because ES tapped into 733. Now look how buyers are stepping in again. Yep, there's the buyers. Oh my gosh, this market is so annoying, bro. And I need to hold for lower. I actually need to hold below 533. I can't go break even yet. Because I want to end the day green, at least with this trade. This is going to be my last trade of the day, whether it's a win or loss. It's going to be my last trade. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of a risk and hold past all these levels of liquidities, given the fact that the market's chopping, which is going to be really hard for me, actually. So sit back and enjoy the show, guys. Let's see if we can make this work. You're crashing out, dude. This price has it all crashing out because this is such a good trade that should be working out, which it is. It's trying to at least, you know, yes, it's seeing the targets and everything, but it's so slow and so like up and down that it just gets you so mad because you know you're right and you know it's gonna work out and you know it should work out. But look what you're dealing with. Look at this. The market's not in today. It is. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's just we're trading the wrong index today. We're trading NQ where it's chopping because it's so overbought. While ES is doing all the big moves. Look at this. We could have taken the trade here on ES with the bearish bias off the inverse. We would have seen a little bit of drawdown, but the trade would have played out for 12 points, which doesn't sound like much, but on ES, 12 points is a lot of points. Like you would have made a lot of money from this trade, right? But we're so stuck on trading NQ that you know look what we're stuck with. Just pure chop, no targets. Even though we are dumping, we're not hitting any targets. And the worst part is, since I'm red from the previous trade, I need to hold past my targets to make this trade work. So all I'm gonna say is this trade's gonna take a fat minute, bro. Because now we have to wait for ES to reclaim control. If it tries to from 733, we need to hold below it. If we're able to hold below it, then we're good, right? But I don't know. My hopes aren't really too high up, especially with such a like bad market. My hopes aren't really too high up, to be honest. But you can always you know you can always see how the trade plays out. Yeah, like I said, for now, guys, we're probably gonna see a little bit of drawdown, hopefully temporarily on this trade. Because obviously ES tapped into the drawn liquidity before NQ did. ES at the price target, and if ES wants to sweep here, since ES is leading the markets, if ES pumps, we're gonna see some drawdown on NQ until hopefully ES reclaims sellers, which I don't know. You know, what I mean, there's no guarantee, especially in a market like this today, where it's so indecisive. Hey, I'm new here. Do you only trade the 5-minute IPG? No, I trade the sometimes 1 minute, very rarely. I trade mainly the 5-minute and sometimes the 15-minute. It's like a 50-50, either the 5 or 15-minute, whichever one comes first and whichever one looks stronger. But I guess in the meantime, guys, since we already know the trade's gonna take forever to play out, I guess I'll just catch up with the chat. Let me see. I'm green for the day. I locked my account so I don't get tempted to take any more trades. Dude, I don't know what temptations you will get in this market, bro, to be honest. Also, good shit I'm going green. I don't know how. Maybe you didn't take the first trade, but yeah, being green on a day like this, I agree with you, P. Being green on a day like this is literally a blessing, bro. Are you more worried with taking profits where the chart tells us or the P&L? The thing is, I mean, yeah, you're right, bro, but I don't know. I gotta see what I can do about it. Because once again, this is gonna be my last trade of the day. Maybe we hit 533 and we just scale our or we trail our stop loss and we go about that. But if we do that, we're gonna get stopped out anyways because the market is so choppy. You know what I mean? It's a little bit rough. You know. But no matter what, I'm not gonna be annoyed whether I end green or red on the day today. I know that we took some good setups, whether they worked out or not. The setups are there. It's just price delivery wasn't the best. Um, One thing I did learn from today, guys, and I'm sure we've all learned it, is on days where we see NQ is choppy and ES is moving better, let's stop prioritizing NQ, bro. I know we're all mainly NQ traders in here, but we gotta admit there are days where ES just moves 10 times better than NQ, bro. Your thoughts on the VWAP? We could target it. I'm trying to target it, but yeah. Plus, if we have a 500-point stop loss, we're gonna hit the TP. Hopefully. Shit, bro. If it gets to that point, bro. That's a little bit racist. I respect ES. We all respect ES. It's just no, it's true that like we always prioritize NQ, bro. Like there are days where we all know this. ES literally moves better than NQ. We need to start looking at ES to actually try trading it, bro. All right, yeah, that works. Yeah, just try not to do it in this market, cats. It's gonna be really hard, especially if you're trying to size heavy, because these pullbacks are gonna be very deadly. You know what I mean? Can I full pro an entry right now? I mean, bro. I take 2 to 3 micros. So what is that for ES? So my rule for ES, since ES moves a little bit slower than NQ and you get more points, I mean more money for your point on ES, I typically just double what I do on NQ. So for example, on a day where I would take 7 micros on NQ, I will do 15 on ES. On a day where I will do like a really confident trade, 10 micros on NQ, I will do 20 on ES. All right, just double it. Just double whatever you do on NQ on ES. Bro, what the hell is that? Bro. Asia session today, David, bro. All right. I can try. I can try to do Asia. No promises. This week, Asia has not moved not one bit. So I don't think today's gonna be any different, especially the fact that we're so overbought on the markets. I think Asia's just gonna range. But I can give it a shot. You know what I mean? Especially with the outcome of this trade, whether it works out or not. Blas, what if you hire an Asia analyst for your server for Asia session specifically? Look, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Look, I've a lot of you guys have always told me like, yo, like if you put out too much work or you do too much streams and you're burnt out, why don't you just hire someone? Guys, you guys aren't here for that someone. You guys are here. I'm not trying to sound like that guy, but you guys are here for me. You guys are here for the trades that you're seeing that I'm putting out. I mean, so if I put out this random person in the server, what are the odds that you guys follow his alerts? You guys are not gonna trust him. You guys don't know him. You know what I mean? So I personally don't like putting people to alert. It's my job. That's why you guys are here. It's my server. You know what I mean? But yeah. By the way, guys, we hit the target. So if you guys want to scale here, go ahead. I'm gonna break a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna break a little bit of my rules and wait for lower. I want to try to end break even on the day today, or at least get some more profits out of this trade. But yeah. Now both ES and Q hit the targets. So guys, please, if you guys want to scale, if you guys are green, you know, which lucky you, I wish I was in your shoes. You know what I mean? You know, obviously scale. You know, take something because the trade is green and we hit the targets and everything. But for me, I'm gonna break a little bit of my rules and try to hold for a little bit lower. I know it's a little bit stupid, but I do want to try to end a little bit, at least break even on the week, or maybe a little bit green. I mean, on the day. Sorry, guys, on the day. But we did hit the target, guys. So if you do want to take profits here, go ahead. You're gonna throw a runner, that's totally fine. Someone's here, never hire someone to trade for you. Well, it's not really trading for me, it's trading for you guys. Like, maybe if I don't want to trade for the day, I could be like, yo, like, can you trade for me, bro? Like, can you get online for me? I don't want that, bro. You guys, first of all, you guys don't trust him, you guys don't know him, and you guys are here for me. For example, when you guys are watching my YouTube streams, you guys are watching me. You know what I mean? So yeah. Plus, you guys know I care a lot about you guys. I hate seeing you guys lose money. Like, it's like, I don't care if I lose money. I don't want you guys to lose money. So obviously, if you know, I want to make sure that that same person that's alerting cares as much as you guys, like how I do, if that makes sense. Someone, yeah, no, please don't, please don't. Okay, guys. Now, if this trade takes too long, I'm not gonna lie, I might just come back later or just get off while holding the trade. Because I do have to drop off my car. I gotta get the transmission filter changed. Oh my gosh, dude, it's endless stuff with this car, bro. But yeah, so from the looks of it, guys, we hit the price target. Like I said, I'm not gonna scale because I'm taking a little bit of a risk. Could be stupid, could be smart. I don't know. But right now we are getting a dealable sweep back into a break-even trade. So hopefully this holds. If not, so be it. We move on to the next day. It's not a big deal. But yeah, but what is this PA? I'm not gonna blame the PA. I'm not gonna lie. it does make sense as to why the market is pumping up right now. Both ES and NQ did take out the level of liquidity down here at 733 and 533. So if the market doesn't want to reverse, by all means, it can. I'm not gonna blame the markets. I'm the one choosing not to take profits. Because I want lower. I'm not gonna say I'm greedy. I just want to try to aim for break even on the day. It could just take a long time. Wait, my car's man. Price looks bullish. A little bit, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like I said, we did hit the target. So if the market does want to reverse, it has all the reasons to reverse. Obviously, I'm being a little bit stupid, because I'm trying to hold for a little bit more for lower. But both ES and NQ are sweeping the most recent drawdown liquidity taken out. So if the market does reverse, it makes sense as to why. Like I said, I'm just being a little bit stupid because I'm trying to get a little bit more out of this trade. See if I can end the day green. I wouldn't really be bothered if I end the day red. I don't really care. But still, you know what I mean? I'm trying to make the most out of this trade. Now, if it does end up reversing and going all the way back up, like I said, it makes sense as to why. We swept liquidity and it has the reasons to go back up. I'm just trying to go, be a little bit stupid. Last, does Apex give you evals? I wish, dude. I wish. Kind of sounds greedy a little bit, bro. Yeah, like I said, I am breaking a little bit of my rules today with this trade. Maybe I'll regret it, but yeah, it's just overall today is just not my best day, to be honest. That first trade should have played out, to be honest, but with this one, I am playing a little bit stupid. I just didn't want to secure my profits because I want to, yeah, a little bit greedy, to be honest. At least hopefully you guys took profits because like I said, we did hit the target. If the trade doesn't want to reverse, by all means, it can. But if this trade goes against me, I definitely know what to review for today. Just a little bit of greed with this one, which it happens. It's still human nature. So I won't be too mad about it, but I definitely have to review today's market, dude. Definitely wasn't the best. You're trading profits? I know, bro. I know. Like I said, I did break a little bit of my rules, at least, especially with this trade. The last trade was pretty good. Just with this one, so a little bit unfortunate. So I have to get back into reviewing this. Now, if it plays out, by all means, go ahead. I just won't be too happy with this trade. Let me see. Someone said here, David, is it okay to ask what sort of buffer margin you're currently working with? Right now, I'm currently working with 8. Well, the trade is still, whatever. Right now, I have $82,600, $620. Obviously, it's fluctuating, but yeah. Yeah, I've literally shown my buffer to you guys. So that's why I tell you guys, like when I have red days like these, I don't really care. But obviously, I'm not happy with my trading today because, especially with this trade, I kind of broke my rules. We hit the target, which is what we wanted, and we waited so long for. And I just didn't take it because I wanted more. So yeah, I have to get back to the drawing board and review that. I don't really care if I end red, but I do need to fix that mistake that I made today. Which what happens. I tried to not make it happen as much as possible, but it will slip every now and then. So yeah. Review stream, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna review this today. Whether it works out or not, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Respect for being open, of course, bro. Guys, I always tell you guys, bro. I'll show you guys the good with the bad in trading. Obviously, we're all human. We get emotional sometimes, no matter how good you are. With this trade, obviously, the last trade I got. I'm not gonna say I got a little bit mad with it at all. The last trade was good. I just tried chasing a green day again. So I guess I held for a little bit more than I should have. So yeah, because look, we hit the exact target, and look what we're doing now. I mean, hopefully we go back down. But even if we do go back in profit and I end green on the day, I'm not gonna be happy with this trade that I took here. The trade itself was good. It's just not my executions. It wasn't the best. So yeah, we gotta go back to review this. Obviously, I know what mistake I made, so I don't really technically need to review it like that. But it's always good to go back and write everything down on paper, just so I know, on certain days like this, what ends up happening. Will you trade Friday if red Thursday? No. I'll do Asia. Yeah, but not Friday. I don't trade Fridays. Isn't Trump speaking soon? I don't think so. I can check. No, he's not. And plus, guys, tomorrow we have NFP, so please be careful. If you guys are trading tomorrow, please be careful. All right, guys. We have NFP tomorrow. Well, I mean, you could trade NFP, like the actual news event itself. Do you want a CPI? CPI should be in the next week or two, actually. Let me see. Because I know you guys love trading CPI. Let me check. CPI is next week on the 12th. CPI is next week, Wednesday, guys. So I know you guys like trading CPI with your evals. And if you want to trade it, go ahead. David, wouldn't it be Sai? Is that safe? Is that what you're saying? To move your stop loss to wise to move your stop loss to 625. You could do 625, yeah. I wouldn't do 625. I will do 628. But for me, I'm gonna hold this trade for a little bit longer. Like I said, this is how I'm trying to get this trade. I'm trying to get like more risk reward out of it. So I'm gonna keep it the same. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you guys do want to move your stop loss not to break even, but a little bit lower, you can do 628. For those that didn't take profits, which you guys should have. Like I said, I did something super in mind. I broke a little bit of my rules. I do have to review it today on stream and see, obviously write everything down on paper because I'm not happy with my trade today. Well, I'm happy with the last trade. Even though it was a loss, I'm happy with the last trade because we did everything good. I'm not happy with this trade because we got the price targets, we had the target and everything, and I didn't scale out when I should have. I mean, so that's very stupid of me. So I have to write it down on paper and review it. And obviously, like I always say, guys, I always show you guys the good with the bad with trading. Obviously, we're all human. We make mistakes and everything. But yeah, like I said, even if the trade ends green and we go lower, like right now, like how we're dumping, I'm not gonna be happy with it, to be honest, because I should have taken profits down here. So yeah. And it's choppy, bro. It's like it's really volatile, but really choppy at the same time, bro. But if you guys want, if you guys are holding either runners or whatever, at least move your stop loss to 628 if you want to. If you want to de-risk out of this trade. But for me, I'm gonna try to maximize the most risk reward possible. To see if I can squeeze the most out of this trade. Although it is risky and it is a little bit dumb, especially in today's market condition. I'm gonna see. Looks like a big barcode. Dude, tell me about it, bro. But we did reject off this 5-minute gap on both ES and NQ, which is good. You know what I mean? I don't have it marked out, but you guys see it right here. Let me see. I lost 1K today. I'm only down $100 on the week. Not a bad week onto the next one. You didn't take this next entry, bro? The one that we're in right now? Can you show me how to place a stop loss on TradeAvate? Okay, look. On TradeAvate, right? You're looking at TradeAvate. Wherever you want to get stopped out or wherever you want to place your stop loss on the chart, click on it. Right, on the chart. Click on the chart and it'll tell you set stop order. Just set it there. You'll be good. Anyways, guys, there's a VWAP. Let me see if I can get one more dump here. Maybe I just end break even on the day. Let me type this out in the meantime. Hold up, I gotta type this out. See if I can squeeze a little bit more cells here. Like I said, even if the trade goes in our favor, guys, I'm not gonna be happy with my trading today, bro. To be honest, I broke that rule, and I'm still breaking. I'm still not taking profits out of the PT. I'm trying to just secure full profit just so I can get off. I'm not even trying to scale out. Put this out real quick, guys. 1 sec. Alright, guys, I'm typing something up. There you go. This is still holding bearish, which is good. So we could probably see lower as long as it doesn't go back above and reclaim 733. This should be good. Hold on, let me see something. There you go. Just if we get one more green to red flip here. I just want to squeeze the most out of this trade. Like I said, if it doesn't work out, whatever. But hopefully you guys are at least taking profits. If you guys are green, of course. That means I'm gonna just keep reading the chat. And the break even, nice, bro. Really glad for you, bro. But it's definitely better than red, bro. Yes, it's sweeping. It's trying to. Yeah, it's trying to. Let's see if we can reclaim it. If not, then I'm just gonna get out. Let me see. Someone's bro. Tun Sahur said, "We hold together, we win, and lose together, gang." Thank you, bro. Thank you for that. Makes me feel better. This is the type of greed. Talk about, bro. Like I said, bro. I'm gonna review my mistakes today, bro. Like I don't care if this trade wins or not, bro. Like dead ass. I'm not loving this freaking my trading style today, bro. Yeah, there's a lot I have to review today, especially with ES. Let's see if we can get an SMT flip here, actually. That'll actually be amazing. Let me see if we can get a nice green to red, and then I'm gonna get out. How many points are we up? What time is the review? I might do 4 p.m. today. I have to drop off my car at the dealership again every fucking week. So once I do that, once I get back, I'll just do the review because I gotta get my transmission filter changed. All right, I'm getting out here, bro. Fuck this market. We can't go lower, guys, but I'm ending the day break even. I'm gonna try to cook something up for Asia, bro, but I'm not happy with my trading today, bro. Like, yeah, this trade worked out. It was a good setup. Both setups that we took today, whether it's win or loss, they both worked out. But I'm not happy with my executions today, bro. I definitely have to go back to the drawing board and fix something. I'll try Asia, guys. I'll try Asia. He keeps saying he's gonna get out here. I literally just got out. You got lucky? I mean, yeah, I'm not happy with this, dude. I'm not happy with my executions today. I'm pretty much break even on the day, so I'll take it. But I don't like what I did today. Because I never trade like this. This is not my trading style. So the fact that I trade like this just for this trade just to go back break even, you guys are completely right. I'm trading my P&L and not chart wise. Because I should have been taking profits at these 2 points right here, and I held for lower. I mean, which is good if the markets go lower, but that's not how I trade. I mean, we have targets for a reason. So yeah, definitely go back to the drawing board and review. So yeah. Not happy with it, guys. Even if I'm green today, bro, break even, definitely better than being red, but still, bro, not good, not good. And this is not something I want to be preaching to you guys either. You know what I mean? If you guys are like trying to learn from me and everything, not good, dude. There's PT3. I might have gotten another shit a little bit too early with that, but whatever. Dude, not happy with it, bro. But if you guys are holding, you guys can look to start securing like most profits here. Most of you guys should be green. The trade is up more than the last trade. Whether you did the same sizing or a little bit more, a little bit less, you guys should be green. So yeah. Back to the drawing board. Not happy with it, dude. I never trade like this, bro. I don't know why. And I gotta fix it, dude. I don't trade like this, bro. I'm not gonna accept it. Sweeping internal liquidity. I don't look. I don't really care what liquidity we take out. We're hitting the targets. But the thing is the fact that we hit the target here and I didn't even take it, bro. Which I should have. Even if I'm red, I have to take. I have to treat the chart, bro. I always tell you guys this as well, bro. Like it's my own advice. Always trade the chart, never trade P&L, and that's what I did today. I'm not gonna accept it, bro. I'm not happy with it. This is not how I trade. Even though I'm break even, like that's a blessing, bro. Like thankfully better than being red. We didn't force out a trade, we didn't revenge trade or anything, but my executions were very off today. So back to the drawing board. So yeah, guys, today I'm gonna be doing another stream. If you guys want to learn something new, obviously feel free to tune in. But I do have to get this journal down. I'm not happy with it. Good day, David. No, I'm not happy with it, bro. You should journal about it. If only there's a journal app. I wonder, bro. But yeah, guys. Other than that, bro, wait, someone said here. Ashley said, "Okay, question blast. Once we inverse this 15-minute fair value gap, won't it go lower or no?" The thing is, it's so hard to tell because the market is so choppy. Now, yes, you can inverse this 15-minute gap down here. Don't inverse this one because if you inverse this one, your next target will only be 20 points, right? Inverse this one. If you guys want lower, inverse this gap here. If anything, we could probably trade this during Asia. If we don't go lower, guys, we can save this during Asia. Someone say you're getting tilted, David. Relax. The thing is, bro, I just get mad at myself because when after so much consistency, like why am I still breaking these simple rookie rules, bro? Getting greedy. Like, am I serious right now, bro? Like what? Whatever, bro. I gotta fix it. But yeah, if anything, guys, if we do end up trading Asia tonight, we can look to possibly take this 15-minute inverse only if Asia's good. Mr. Blast is okay as our mentor. You're not gonna be perfect every single day. You're human. Always, bro. Yeah, I understand that, bro. But I gotta punish myself, bro. You know what I mean? I gotta fix this. You know what I mean? But yeah, now if you guys want another trade later on during the PM session, you can consider taking this 15-minute. If not, during Asia, we could take this. But yeah, other than that, guys, most of you guys are getting off anyways. I'm assuming you guys are probably green on the day. So let's get off. We've been in the charts for like almost 3 hours now. Let's get off. Let's take a breather. We come back later. We review. We're back in the game. All right, guys. But yeah, trust me, we're gonna fix this. All right, guys. This never really happens with my trading style, which is why I'm so annoyed. But obviously, it's gonna slip up sometimes. I mean, so yeah, we'll be back later. All right, guys. So just keep your notifications on. We'll be on. All right, guys. Peace, guys. Peace.